Alright guys, BLM here, back with a new live stream. Let's see how this goes. Hopefully stream holds up tonight. That would be lovely if it does. Obviously I've been having some issues with the last few streams, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we are here after the Survivor 42 finale. Just got done writing my script, which fuck me, ended up being way longer than I intended. By the way, we're playing some Forbidden West, just why not? We're just wasting time, really. Gonna obviously spend most of the time talking about shit. So yeah, really, like, fine finale. I think it was probably better than 41's, probably. Not like an all-time great one, though, but again, fine finale. Expected Marianne to win. Obviously, I ended up being spoiled for the last week or whatever, so it's like, I knew it was happening anyway, but like, even like before that, I was pretty, confident it was going to happen. Yeah, I do love how they fucking explained, the Simo thing, the Simotion name, which was like really random that they just brought it up all of a sudden. I guess we're gonna do arena stuff, because I haven't done that yet. No, that's not what I want. I still have a whole bunch of stuff I could upgrade too, but yeah, yeah, script is way too long. I just finished it. It is longer than my 41 script at this point, which was really trying to make that not happen. That would have been cool. Ends up being 500 words longer, which I don't think that'll necessarily translate to a longer video. I'm not expecting it to be longer, but we'll see, I guess. Yeah, after show was not great. I barely paid attention to a lot of it, if I'm being honest. I was so busy writing the script that like I wasn't really paying that close of attention, but it didn't seem like anything too notable happened there anyway, outside of they did say was it that Mike came in with like 4 votes, right? 4 or 5 votes. So like that's interesting information, but outside of that, not really too much to really get from it. Really want them to get rid of it, but we already know Jeff Ray confirmed that they're keeping it for the next cycle, which is like, fuck me. Yeah, by the way, we got a lot of news regarding that, didn't we? In the since the last time I streamed, that Jeff did do a whole bunch of interviews. And yeah, we're sticking to the same shit, which is like, fuck. Which, I mean, to be fair, we kind of got a sense of through the cast being 18 people, 3 tribes. Not surprising entirely, but still, it's like, I would have rather them, like, I mean, to be fair, we don't know, like, he didn't mention Hourglass or Do or Die, which are 2 most egregious twists. Where, like, he mentioned Shot in the Dark, he mentioned that they're gonna have to earn the merge and that sort of thing. But, yeah, like, nothing, like, he didn't mention the, like, really, really bad stuff, so hopefully it's fine. We'll see. Carla Stan account? Okay. Which one's Carla? Was it the one, I think actually I remember. It's the one with the nose ring, right? The one that, like, had the super long confessional that I don't even remember what she said. By the way, this is so weird, too, the 43 preview, because they're still filming, right? Like, it's not done filming. If not, like, it literally just finished. To where, like, they're probably still in Fiji. So it's, like, it's really weird that, like, so the family members of these people haven't even seen these people back from Survivor, but are seeing footage of them while they're on Survivor. Like, that's really weird that that's a thing. I don't think it's ever happened before, because, like, obviously, like, normally with the live reunion shows, Jeff has to be there. So that means that they either just finished filming, or they're about to go out for filming. Well, like, here, they're literally filming. Like, it's so weird that's happening. I guess, like, did that happen at Australian Outback? No, right? It happened, like, immediately afterwards, right? But either way, it's still weird. Like, it's, yeah, strange situation. Yeah, we got Challenge USA promo, which is, like, fine. We didn't get, like, we don't have any names or we didn't see any faces, I mean. So, yeah. I mean, this is just a kind of a generic thing there. 43 logo's ugly. Yeah, it's not great. I mean, like, I don't know if, are they playing into, like, oh, the octopus is the monster? Is that what they're doing? Yeah, it's like, at the end of the day, like, I don't really care that much, though. No swap. We don't know that for sure yet. I don't think he mentioned no swap. He did mention small tribes, though, are to stay. But yeah, for all we know, there could be a swap. Hopefully there is. but I wouldn't really expect it entirely, though. Yeah, Turbo's back. That's another thing that happened since the last time I streamed. Which, by the way, if you pay attention to the cast reaction, the audio quality, like, not quality, but the audio levels, I guess, like, radically changed. When I talk about Turbo and his, like, quote-unquote girlfriend. And then also Corey Lay. Because, like, those were, like, after I initially recorded the video. And, like, I had to edit out the Emmy and Emmanuel stuff, because, like, that was part of the video. And, like, I had to edit the, Michelle section. Because, like, I mentioned, that Emmy and Emmanuel and Michelle are the only, rookies or whatever from Spies Like and Allies. So, like, I had to completely, like, re-edit that, so that was something. Yeah, Circle finale was also today, which was fine. Not exactly the outcome I expected, but, like, still a fine outcome. Like, it's still fine. It's, like, whatever. It's not, like, completely out of the realm of possibility. But nice that they, like, slightly changed up editing style since last season, or last few seasons. But, I mean, still, it's, like, the second most likely person to win won, so it's, yeah, still the same. Thoughts on Darrell? Oh, I forgot about Darrell. I forgot about All-Stars 3 until just now. Yeah, that happens. Kind of a weird elimination there. Where, Darrell has to be, like, pulled out on the stretcher and everything. I don't know if he still says I'm coming back or whatever, though. But, it's also weird, like, they really play up, like, how old Darrell is. Like, Darrell's, like, 42 or something. Like, he's not that old. But whatever. Yeah, Mike and Asmunch are different people. Jay and Tommy for the win. I get the Jay one. Tommy, though? Tommy's whatever, to me, personally. Yeah, I would like Jay to win. I think that'd be interesting. Mike is Brad 2.0? Pretty much. That's the sense I had from early on. Beth coming to save the season? Potentially. I know there's a lot of drama that's coming surrounding Beth, so that should be interesting. But I think it's for our finale again. I think it was fine. I think it was like probably like again, I think it's better than 41's. I think the overall gameplay of it was more interesting. It's like weird because like obviously like my biggest criticism of 42 is that throughout a lot of the season I felt like the gameplay wasn't nearly as interesting as 41. However, I do feel like the end game here was a lot better than 41's. Like Final 7 on, I think, was pretty strong. And, yeah, finale was good. I mean, like, the Lindsay vote was kind of obvious, but the way it happened, I think, was more interesting than I was expecting. So, like, to see Marianne, like, actually, like, thinking about keeping, Lindsay, and actually, like, I think she would have had it not been for, Romeo and Mike saying no. Like, that's not great, but, leads to interesting TV, at least. Who would I vote for between Mike and Marianne? I probably would go Mike, but to be honest, it's not that far apart. Like, in my script, I do mention, like, I would vote for Mike, I think. But it's not like, I don't think their games are that different. I mean, they are different, but, like, they're not that far apart, I should say, in terms of quality. Like, where, like, Mike was in the majority for more of the game. He technically had more control over how the game played out. But also was, like, very emotional in the way that he played the game. And, like, did things to actively burn some jury votes. Mind you, again, like, by the sounds of it did seem like he still had some jury votes coming into Final Tribal. And then, like, his Final Tribal performance, like, lost him those. But, so it's like, it's like a like, if he were to win, he would probably be, like, a upper middle tier winner. I think. Yeah, I'm like, I don't really see him as a top tier winner. But I say like upper middle tier. Marianne for me is like probably like a bottom middle tier winner. Like I think she's below Erica, I think. But like not by that much. I think she's around that spot. I mean, she's like, she's a player that like was never in the majority alliance pretty much the entire season. like pretty much from beginning to end, she's never in the true majority, yet is never actually targeted, despite also having win potential. So it's like, it's kind of a tough game to assess, where it's like she's safe, she's well positioned for a lot of the game, but she has very little agency in actively like deciding how the game plays out until the Omer boot. And then, like, I feel like if she had, like, taken a bit more of the reins during the Lindsay boot, I probably would actually, like, maybe potentially lean towards Marianne over Mike. But the fact that, like, during the Lindsay boot, she wants to keep around Lindsay, and then, I'm too fair, she does get Mike to play her, his idol on her, which is, like, kind of good, but also, like, kind of insignificant outside of the fact that she's able to use that later at Final Tribal. I don't know. Like, I think Marianne, I think, played a solid game. But it's not necessarily, like, the type of game that I would, like, be looking to reward, personally. But, like, I don't have, like, I'm not upset that Marianne won, in, any way. Let's see. I already answered what are my overall thoughts on the finale like 3 times at this point. I've only been streaming for 11 minutes too. It's like I've literally said it 3 times in 11 minutes. Thoughts on BBAU? What even happened this week? Joel boot, which was fine. And then, oh yeah, fuck, we gotta fake a fucking fiction. Which is like, why? Like, the season's already, like, really dragging out, as is. The fact that we're getting a fake eviction here, despite the fact that we already have, like, an inherent, like, non-elimination episode every week, the fact that now we got another one is, like, really ridiculous to me. But, there was some interesting gameplay stuff across the week. But, yeah, I mean, overall, like, I still think probably the first week to me was probably the best one of the bunch. I think Marianne played the best of the top 5. Yeah, probably. I mean, like, debatably. I think Marianne's gonna be number 1 in the player ranking. Well, I do have some reservations on that. Like, I think she's gonna be number 1. I will wait till Exit Press this time to record it, which I didn't do for the 41 player ranking. Mainly because I have more time to fucking do it too. Again, I have the next week off, so it's like, yeah. Like, it's not like I need to rush the video together or whatever. So I'll probably wait for a bit of Exit Press. But yeah, like, it does seem like coming in the Final Tribal, it would have been close between Marianne and Mike. And then obviously Mike just, like, sucks at Final Tribal while Marianne's really good, and that, like, fully puts it into Marianne. But, like, the fact that she wasn't, like, the shoe-in winner to begin with is something I have, like, reservations with in terms of, like, where she would place. And then, obviously, like, the fact that, again, she's not in the majority group for a lot of the season. She, has the really great move, the Omer boot, but then, like, also, like, wavers with the Lindsay boot. Yeah, kind of conflicted. Was it? Where would you rank Mike on the runner-up ranking? Actually, let's look at this, actually. I genuinely don't know. Let's look it up. By the way, something I did want to do, too, is I'll probably end up finalizing some of these, other videos I've been... Like, so, before starting stream, all I was able to do was finish the 42 review. While there's a couple other videos that I have, that I want to do soon that, I need to add 42 to them, so I might as well, like, talk through those things later on, too. But yeah, let's see, runner-up ranking. Yeah, so, I mean, Mike, I think, I don't know, is he in the, like, Spencer, Chrissy, Ryan grouping? I don't know. It's like, okay, wait, let's think this through. So, Mike, obviously gets screwed over in the Jenny round due to things that were, like, kind of outside of his control. Still able to flip instantly, go to high in Lydia. At the merge, is in the majority group, builds strong relationships. What happens after that? It's like he has the Chanel boot, which he gets credit for in the edit, but also it's like propped up as like an emotional move. You have the Roxroy boot, where he doesn't get his way. You have the high boot, which again he gets credit for, but again shown as an emotional move and him being manipulated. Final 7, Drea. Again, how much do you credit that to Mike? I think you do have to credit him partially of building a relationship with Omar to a degree. But then, like, after that, it's like Jonathan's the one that tells him to go to Marianne for the Omar boot, to which he ends up backing down on anyway. That probably gives Marianne more credit for it does give Marianne more credit for the move. And I do think he plays the final 5 round, like, mostly fine. Like, I think he has some bad jury management throughout it, but in terms of, like, getting his way that round, pretty good. So it's like, I mean, I think, where do I have Russell on here? Russell's 14. So I think he is a, like, less dominant version of Russell, but also, like, not as bad jury management-wise. I don't know. He probably is, like, somewhere around, like, Spencer, I think. Spencer, Gavin, Chrissy. He probably is, like, I mean, that's pretty high. I mean, that's, like, nearing top 20. Out of how many are there again? Like, is it 90? Holy shit, I didn't remember it was that many. 91. Holy fucking shit. I can't believe I did that fucking video. Really, that video makes me not want to do the final juror ranking one, which is why I took it off the schedule for now. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe I fucking wasted that much time too. For a final juror one, it will be shorter, but still. Oh, thoughts on the Traders Cast? I forgot about that happens. I'm kind of excited for it. I mean, like, obviously, like, the cast is, like, there's a whole bunch of people that I know from reality TV stuff. You got Rachel, Riley, you got Cody, you got Sari, you got Stephanie LaGrossa, which is really random. You have, Ryan Lochte's on there, right? And then, Brandi Glanville both from Celebrity Big Brother. So it's like, it's a field of people that I know most of them. And, like, it's gonna be this, like, mole-esque show. Like, it sounds interesting, to be honest. I might cover it, might not. We'll see how it goes. Again, we don't know the actual, like, really what the show really is. But I'll definitely at least watch it. And we'll definitely talk about it on here, at least. So, I mean, that'll be interesting. Who's better, Romeo or Susie? Well, I mean, Susie had more of a chance to win. Where did I have Susie? Okay, fuck. Let's look this up. I feel like I moved Susie down, right? On the last ranking I did. Romeo would be low, though. Romeo would be very, very low on a runner-up ranking. Where's Susie? Susie is 82 out of 91. It's like Romeo on paper has a good pre-merge, but also, like, he doesn't actually get his way, like, during the Zach vote. And then, yeah, like, the entire post-merge is just really bad. Like, I think he's above Nora. I think he might be, like, below Kim John. Well, but then again, that's still the tier of people that, like, I don't know, maybe below Kim Johnson, through that below Susie. Just because, like, I don't think Romeo could win. I don't think there's any way Romeo could win. And then, like, with someone like Kim Johnson, at least Kim Johnson had, was in the majority alliance up until, like, the final 4. Where I put Frank on the Circle winner ranking. I don't even remember my Circle winner ranking. Frank's, like, on paper, Frank is, like, a really dominant winner, though. I mean, he's first on every ranking except for, the second one, where he gets third, which a lot of that's probably a reaction to him getting first in the first one. So, I mean, like, it's a very impressive show. Like, out of 5 or 6 rankings, he's first on all but one. So, wait, how'd I finish this job? Wait, how am I finishing all these jobs, like, out of nowhere? Okay, well, that's perfect. I guess I'll see what I can upgrade after this. By the way, I am playing this on, like, the easiest difficulty, too, which is, like, funny because I'm barely paying attention to it. No, I had people backing her? Not really, though. It's like she was largely just there. Like, I mean, Nora and Romeo's games aren't that dissimilar. It's just I think Romeo had a better pre-merge. Where, like, Romeo was at least, like, actually, like, in control of things along with Drea in the pre-merge. While, like, Nora was, like, completely, like, nowhere the entire time. It was always, like, looked at as a GOAT who would never win and that sort of thing. So it's like, again, I think they're similar, so I think Romeo's, like, slightly better. What is The Traitors? It's a Peacock show, right? I think that's what it's gonna be. Which is like, seems like kind of a reboot of, like, not a reboot, but like kind of like a social deduction style of game, like a live action one. But like half the cast is gonna be former reality stars, which is weird. And it's also produced by the people that do The Circle, right? It's like the same production company, I mean. So that's also something. Which is also, too, probably not a great song, but, if Bryce wins this new BB Brant Steals Ray, yeah, I mean, definitely, obviously. I mean, the fact that he won the first time, I already question it being rigged. Best reality TV season of 2022. I mean, it's BB Camp 10. It's not even close. Again, like, I'm still, like, I'm not super, super high on 42. I know a lot of people are talking about, like, oh, top 10 season of all time. It's like, I'm pretty much right in the middle of 42. Like, it's pretty much right in the middle of my season ranking. So, like, I don't have it as high as what I feel like a lot of other people do. But, yeah, I mean, it's a good season. Like, I think the cast in particular is really strong. And the editing of the season's really strong. But I don't feel like the gameplay itself was that interesting to me until, like, the very, very end. Should be an interesting summer with a lot of good reality shows coming. I think question mark on good. We have a lot of reality shows coming. I don't know if they're good reality shows. Okay, well that's shit. What is even going on at this point? Watch Calafiore take... Yeah, that'd be hilarious if, like, Cody Calafiore just dominates the Traitors. Or imagine, like, fucking Ryan Lochte, like, wins the Traitors. Like, Ryan Lochte beats Suri Fields. That'd be fucking hilarious. Name top 10 Circle players? US? I mean, like, I think it's not even worth doing at this point. Maybe worldwide I would do it. I don't think I would bother US right now. I do want to do a season ranking and winner ranking after season 5, which that will be at the end of this year. So that's something. But like, the top 10 players, like, you know, I think that, like, just the entire concept of rating players from the Circle is, like, just kind of weird at this point, just because, like, obviously there are things that you can do to try to play optimally in the Circle, but, like, it really doesn't matter at the end. Like, it's like, I feel like with this season in particular, like, the people who were playing the most strategically didn't make it to the end. It's like, I feel like the most strategic players on the season were, what, Alyssa, Brew, and Nathan, and then Carol. And, like, they're all taken out, like, right before the end game. And then we're left with Frank, Yuling, and Rachel, who all know like pretty much nothing about strategy. So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think it really matters that much on the circle. And especially like with the wonky format of how to win. Where I really don't get why they didn't keep the jury system. I'm the first HOH? Oh no, Waluigi's the first HOH, okay. That'll be funny if I'm fucking first boot again on the Brant Steel. Yeah, Circle Season 5 has already been filmed. Circle films 2 seasons back to back. So, like, and these were filmed like that. I think this season was filmed in October. So I would assume Season 5 was probably filmed like November, December of last year. Probably going to be coming out like end of the year, I would guess. Like probably around like September or so. Parker Paul. I think she's up there as the worst Circle player. I don't know if she's actually the worst. Because I don't really care enough to actually go back and like remember who's actually the worst. But it's definitely up there. Okay, so I might as well check to see what I can craft. Fuck is that? Yeah, I would actually just prefer if I'm the first boot again for this. I feel like it would just be hilarious if I am. Okay, so what can I upgrade? Nothing that I want. Well, that's perfect. Anything here? No. Then... Did I do all these already? I didn't. Well, that's cool. Why did it say all completed then? Was that a glitch? That must have been a glitch that I just, like, took off all of them. Whatever. I got saved by the veto? Well, that's disappointing. I want to go home.
That one's changed too.
Oh, Bryce is nominated? Well, then, that makes it better then.
Ready to test your skills in the arena?
Alright, so I guess we're doing this. Yeah, what else do I want to talk about? Again, I have certain videos that I still need to video. Yeah, so I'm doing the cast ranking. The post-merge ranking I still need to finalize. A couple what-if videos. Actually, 3 what-if videos. So that's something. I think for cast I can pretty much do right away. Like, I think the cast of 42 is pretty much where I would have 41s, but probably, like, I guess better just because I feel like they were utilized better on the show. Which, like, has the factor in. By the way, something I do find funny, like, Lindsay, despite being, like, mostly invisible for, like, the first half of the season or so, like, ends up with the 3rd most confessionals of the season. I do find that kind of hilarious. And, like, almost entirely due to the last, like, 3 episodes or something like that. Like, that's funny that happened. She ends up with by the way, she also ends up with the most confessionals out of anyone in this finale. It's like the fucking person who was booted at the first tribal of the finale gets the most confessionals. I don't think that's ever happened before. I could be wrong about that. It's not like I actually know. Wait, so Bryce didn't go home? That's a travesty. But actually, then again, do I have 40? Like, I don't know. I feel like 42 should be higher, though. Like, the thing is, like, how much do I factor in, like, how Like, because, like, I think on paper, the cast of 42 is, like, pretty much the same as 41. Like, I don't think there's that big of a difference. But I do feel like the cast of 42 is utilized much better on the show. To where, like, that should factor in, right? The fact that they... But again, like, I also feel like we were lacking, like, massive characters of the season, where, like, with the exception of Marianne, I don't feel like this was the greatest cast, like, character-wise. Or, like, it did give us, like, a lot of, like, complex figures, I guess. Where, like, you have, like, Mike and even Jonathan, Romeo. It's like all of them were given, like, really complex content. But, like, I feel like Hai and Drea, who are, like, two of, like, the biggest, like, players of the season, were both, like, kind of boring TV for a lot of it. Where I feel like they were, like, super game body. Is there another one? No. Oh, shit. 42 review will be on Saturday. We'll see how long it is. I really hope it's not super long. I mean, like, it's gonna be long, but I mean, like, I hope it's not longer than 41, because it really shouldn't be. Like, the fact that, like, 41, like, had so much to, like, cover in terms of, like, like, talking about general thoughts on, like, twists and everything, that if, like, 42 ends up being longer, then that's kind of ridiculous. 41's a better season than 42, but 42 has a better cast. I don't necessarily agree with that. Because, again, I think 41 42's casts are, like, on par. It's just that I feel like the editing, like, serviced the 42 cast better. Where I feel like the 40... Actually, to be fair, I actually probably like the 41 cast more. Where, like, I feel like there were higher highs on the 41 cast. Where, like, I feel like Shan and Ricard are, like, super memorable to me. I think the Sean's, like, arc across the season is really fascinating. Who else was there? Pre-merge, you had Brad and JD. Sydney was, like, a fun character. Tiffany, I thought, was a fun character. Evie was notable. So yeah, it's like I feel like there were probably more, like, standouts than with, like, this season, where it's like, again, like, Dre and Hai were, like, two of the biggest players of the season, but I felt like they were pretty, like not interesting TV. And then it's like, again, I think you have, like, complex arcs for Jonathan, for Mike, I'm too fair, Jonathan's, like, kind of goes off the rails at a point, but still. For Marianne, and Marianne is, like, an all-time great character. But it's like, I don't know if the rest, like, I feel like the rest of the cast is, like people like, I don't think any of the pre-mergers were that interesting outside of Daniel. And even Daniel was, like, more so because, like, he completely blows up his own game. And then, who else in the post-merge? I mean, you got, like, Roxroy, Tori. I'm missing someone. Chanel. But it's like, I don't know. Kind of like... Hai is overrated as a character. Yeah. I mean, like, I never thought of him that highly. Like, are people, like, highly rating Hai as a character? That's something I just don't even know. Because, like, I never found Hai to be that entertaining at all, really. Which I think is a shame, because I feel like it probably could have been there. I just feel like he wasn't edited in an interesting way. And I think the same thing goes with Drea. To be fair, with Drea, I think, like, it's, like, I think she did have, like, a bit of a cold, like, demeanor while in the game. But it's like, when she gets voted out, I mean, like, her vote out reaction is, like, more interesting than anything she does in the entire game. Bryce is going to win again? Well, that's a travesty. Twitter loves Hai? Do they? I didn't pay attention. I'm sure Twitter loves Marianne, right? Marianne, Drea. Obviously, they hate Jonathan. I can assure you that. Twitter probably loves High's shirt. Yeah. I do find that funny, though. That, like, fucking High was, saying that, like, oh, I was very undecided on who I was going to vote for when he's wearing a fucking feminist shirt. It's like, really? I feel like High was probably, like, I don't think he was going to vote for Mike. I don't find that super likely. I do think when it comes to, like, a Drea, I think Drea was, like, probably conflicted. And who else was talking about being conflicted? Roxroy, I think, was definitely going to be conflicted. By the way, has this been confirmed yet? Like, I saw the spoilers, and the spoilers, like, said that Jonathan is the vote, I believe, for Mike, which I don't think the show ever confirmed that, right? But, yeah, that's what I'm assuming happens, is that Jonathan voted for Mike. That makes the most sense. Yeah, I think this is probably, like, a similar situation to 41 with Nasir, where I feel like Roxroy is probably someone that was, like, very much leaning towards Mike, and then, like, had his vote switched through Marianne's performance, kind of like what Nasir had with Erica. And then, like, yeah, I think Drea was probably conflicted, where I think Drea probably thought Mike played the better game coming into it, but, like, also liked Marianne. But I think, like, through Mike kind of botching the final trial performance, she's like, okay, well, I gotta vote for Marianne at this point. And then, again, like, I think High, like, I think he's probably gonna vote for Marianne anyway. Who are the other votes? You got Chanel, who probably not voting for Mike, but I guess you never really know. Yeah, Nasir was gonna vote for Deshawn until, like, the last second. I mean, to be honest, like, it was to the point where, like, even, like, from Exit Press, like, Nasir was, like, very low on Erica, to where, like, when the votes came out, and it was, like, 1 vote Deshawn, 7 votes Erica, like, the assumption was that, like, Nasir was the vote for Deshawn. Like, there's no indication of, like, Nasir ever flipping his vote on the show, which is weird because, like, supposedly what happened is that Nasir switched his vote and then, like, openly said it to everybody, like, when he was voting. So it's, like, it's weird they didn't show that. I guess they obviously wanted to, like, protect the result and everything, but still, it's, like, they never actually explained, like, why Nasir voted for Erica. It supposedly was, like, pretty much entirely due to the final trial performance. Nasir was voting for Xander. I thought that was a chance too. I mean, like, I think from Exit Press, it was very clear that he was probably leaning Deshawn and everything. But yeah, like, the edit had that weird, like, the 41 edit is so fucking weird. I still don't get it to this day. Where, like, there's so many, like, weird storyline stuff that lead to nothing, and, like, that was one of them. Yeah, like, at the merge, we have Xander and Nasir coming together, and, like, it felt like that was, like, a scene that they did, like, similar to what happened with, like, Jack and IOI, where, like, for, like, no reason they, like, focused in on Jack and Tommy's relationship, despite, like, not actually being that important outside of, like, explaining why Jack votes for Tommy. It felt like that was, like, a very similar scene in 41, to where, like, that would explain why Nasir votes for Xander, but then he just doesn't. So it's like, why was that there? Yeah, I don't get a lot of the editing decisions of 41. But to be honest, like, the fact that I do question a lot of the editing decisions, like, kind of props up the season to me. Where, like, the fact that, like, Erica was such, like, a what-the-fuck winner for a lot of people, like, does elevate 41 to me. To where, like, I find it, like, more fascinating to, like, analyze the edit of 41 than for 42. Where, like, even though 42 had, like, a much better edit in terms of, like, it was clear why Marianne won. Obviously, all the setup was, like, more blatantly shown to you than with Erica. But, yeah, like I just didn't find it as interesting to follow. Especially because like by the time the merge, I was like, yeah, I feel like this is definitely set up for a Marianne win. Forgot Jackson was on 42. I'm to be honest, I'm 42. I find it funny that I'm gonna do the player ranking, and I like barely remember like half the free merges at this point. Does complex tribe theory work for 42? Yeah, it works. Really, I mean, like, again, with 3 tribe formats, it's like, it's usually like one tribe is not complex, and then the other 2 are like debatable. So like with this season, it's like Eco was the not complex tribe, while you could argue for both Vati and Taku. To be honest, I would probably argue that Vati is the complex tribe, but like, I think Taku, like, as a group was mentioned more. Even though I feel like and to be fair, Vati, it's like, most of the dynamics are dynamics that, like, ended, like, at the very beginning of the merge anyway. So I guess it probably would be Taku. Oh, yeah, we did get a second Canadian winner in a row. That's something. I forgot about that, too. Which, yeah, funny that there's no Canadian 43. What I think is the dumbest move in the history of the challenge? I'll be honest, I don't remember enough to, like, actually state what's the dumbest move in the challenge. I'll be honest, like, a lot of my challenge knowledge, like, really faded away after I did the season review, or season ranking. Or, like, obviously I still remember, like, big moments and everything, but, like, in terms of, like, the, like, little details of things, like, I already forgot a lot of it. Like, we talked about this in the previous stream, that, like, for me, it's, like, a lot of it's, like, kind of, like, cramming for a test. And it's, like, once I do, like, these big videos on, like, a topic, it's, like, usually a lot of that, like, memory just kind of goes away. Until, like, I have to revisit it, or, like, until, like there's points where, like, I rewatch my videos to kind of, like, see what my opinions on things were. Like, I did that recently with The Circle, where, like, last week I rewatched all my Circle reviews. Like, I remember my opinions on all these Circle seasons. Which is kind of what I like about, like, how I make videos now, is that, like, through that I kind of get all of my opinions on, like, these seasons and everything. And obviously there's still things that have to be cut. Like, I mean, 42, like, despite the fact that it's gonna be long, like, it's gonna be, like, another, like, 2-hour video, there's definitely things I could have talked about that I did, like, pretty blatantly cut for it. Especially in the finale. I'm like, the fact that finale part of the review is, like, as long as it is pretty impressive, considering, I cut, like, a decent amount. Like, I don't talk about, I guess, like, too fair, though, I kind of do, but, like, I guess it's, like, a bit more brief. But, like, I don't talk about, like, any of the rewards across the season, I don't think. Like, I even mentioned the, like, the Omer one, with the choice between the cake and the chicken or whatever you had to fucking choose. At least I got the call for Challenge 38. Well, that's something. Did she just have a kid? Or is that already... I don't remember anymore. I guess that was a while ago, because, like, that was around the time of the filming of 38, of season 4, right? Which that was already, like, almost a year ago. But either way, I wouldn't be surprised to see Delisa on at some point. What do you think of you as a character in the stream? I mean, you're a notable one. God damn it. Pizza in the after show looks so gross. I didn't even pay attention to the pizza, but I mean, like, the pizza in Fiji just looks terrible anyway. Because like it's obviously the same pizza now. Like they're staying in the same location with the same resort and everything. So it's like, yeah, I mean like it's the same guy that makes the pizza all the time. I just realized I'm wasting good ammo here too. I don't know why the fuck I'm using that. Oh, she's the boring one. I hate a main squeezed. Oh, you got emo? Let's see, what's this? Oh, you got a what are we doing? There we go. Alright, let's see if I can do this. How did I do it last time? I think last time I tried to, like, do it in a bit more fancy way, but I just said fuck it and just downloaded it, right? Okay, so let's move around some of these emotes, I guess. Yeah, I think I just re-downloaded it, if I remember right. Actually, I might as well just do anyway. Now if I can find the folder of all the emotes. Okay. There's that. I love how this is definitely riveting streaming right now. But yeah, I'm trying to add this emote here real quick. Because why not? Alright. Did they prove it? They did. Okay. I think. Why won't that go in? Whatever. Is it available yet? Like, I don't know how this works. Like, I never use emotes when I'm on Twitch. It's like, I don't even know how this actually works. But hopefully it's there. It's supposed to be. Slot assignments. See, I moved the Julie Shocked emote to one of the sub ones just because no one ever uses it anyway. There we go. Alright. It did not work. Yeah. What am I even doing here right now? Okay, one more. Oh, there we go. Now it worked. Okay. Bryce is either Spencer Clausen or Victoria. Let's just guess the Victoria one. Anissa and Casey are the two of the most boring people in the challenge. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't necessarily think Anissa's the most boring. It's just I feel like we've gotten what we're gonna get from her. Wait, what happened here? Wait, what? Wait. Did they give us, like, a preset thing? Okay, whatever. Yeah, like, I don't think Anissa's necessarily, like, boring. It's just that, like, she's never gonna win. And, like, we've gotten, like, what we're gonna get from her. I don't know why she's, like, coming back still. Casey is the most boring person. Like, I don't know why the fuck they continue to cast Casey from, like, an entertainment standpoint. Like, she is a good competitor, but it's like, she's so fucking boring. Bryce will be Azza. I think that'll be even funnier. Okay. Still know, BB Can, AU. Yeah, I mean, like, really, I mean, what shows do we even get newbies from this season? Like, very few, right? Because, like, most of the newbies from 38 are, like, non-reality TV people, which is like, what the fuck are we doing? But yeah, like, I think the only shows are, what, Big Brother, we got BB21, we have X on the Beach people, right? And then Love Island, is that it? But then Beauty and the Beast Germany. Thank God we got Beauty and the Beast Germany in there. But yeah, it's definitely not a particularly not that wide range of shows. But when Vanessa does the shower thing again, well, I don't think they care. I wish they did, but I don't think they do. I think it's more so that they're like they're aware of it, like are kind of like, oh fuck, I didn't realize there was another thing after that. Whatever. Yeah, I don't think they like care that much outside of like the controversy that would come from it. Want to do another Fresh Meat season if they're obsessed with IG models? Like, yeah, why not do it? Like, I would rather have that. Again, like, for me, like, the problem with this cast isn't necessarily the fact that they're putting all these, like, random people. It's more so, like, the lack of consistency in doing so. Like, I don't like that we're getting, like, some pairs of, like we got, like, Bananas and Nani paired up. And then, like, all of a sudden we're getting fucking, like, Fessy and Mariah. And then also we're getting, like, Tommy and Annalise. And it's, like, these random fucking groupings. It's like, fucking pick a theme and stick with it. Don't fucking, like, create, like, a bunch of random groupings that are, like, gonna be unequal when you eventually get to, because, like, the thing is, like, this season, like, I'm expecting this to play out pretty similarly to Spy Size Allies. Like, I think the Big Brother Alliance, plus their, like, affiliates are gonna run the game. I think the rookie pairs are gonna be targeted early on. And, yeah, I just don't think it'll play out that interestingly here. And I think a lot of that comes down to, like, the way that they set up the cast. Emmy's gonna be death sentence for Nam. Yeah, like, I don't expect Emmy to do well. Like, I mean, I think I said that in the, like, cast reaction, right? That, she very much reminds me of, like, the Bettina pick from last time. Where I feel like she's probably going to be a similar style of character. Like, not the most athletic in the world. Probably not that good, just in general. We'll probably never see her again after this season either. Oh yeah, Annalise made some big changes since last time we saw her. I guess that's in itself is like kind of a pun. Oh yeah, I did hear about that too. Yeah, they wanted Berna and Nam, but then Berna didn't want to be with Nam, so they cut her. It's like, what? Like, who is Berna to really be making these like big requests? And to be fair, that fits with Berna though. Yeah, that would have been fucking hilarious if they literally cast Lolo again. Who I think played a better game? If we're talking about the 42, I think I would have voted for Mike, but it's not like because I think Mike played that much better than Marianne. Like, I think probably, like, I think, like, it's gonna be a weird thing because I think I'm probably gonna have Marianne 1 on the player ranking. But I think I probably would have voted for Mike, especially if I'm on the island and because, like, the people on the island don't know for sure how much the Omer move was, like, Marianne putting that into action. Like, from their perspective, they don't fully, like, know that. Where, like, I feel like if I was on the island not knowing how involved Marianne it was in, like, the full execution of it, I wouldn't have voted for Marianne. Like, I don't feel like at that point there's much, like, reason for me personally to vote for Marianne. So again, I would lean towards Mike on the Island. I think after watching the show and everything, I think at that point, I think it's like, it's pretty close. Like, I don't think it's a major gap. Stream said? Oh, it's still live for me. Hopefully it stays up. We're good? Okay. Hopefully the internet stays solid tonight. It would be nice. That'll be the first time in like 4 streams. That would be lovely. Turbo won't be with the Vacation Alliance because Nani and Turbo blocked her. Is that a thing? That Turbo and Nani don't get along anymore? Because I assume that they would get back together. I feel like Turbo's gonna get along with Jay, right? I feel like that's something I can see happening. I'm really interested in how Jay and Michelle do on this season. Where, like, I don't know if they're the greatest. Like, I don't think they're, like, integrated that well. Jay has some connections, right? Like, Jay has Nelson, and has Nam. But, definitely, like, not actually part of, like, the Big Brother group. And then, like, Michelle, like, kind of has, like, loose connections, but, yeah, I think it'll be very interesting to see how Jay does, Jay and Michelle. Because I do think Jay has, like, some potential. Like, Jay seems like the type of person, like, if he makes the final, I think he will do pretty well. Like, we did see him with Teresa do, like, really well in that mini-final. The problem is, like, getting there, especially, like, for someone like Jay, who's, like, one of the smaller guys on the cast. But it would be interesting to see how he does if he ever does get to a final. Who's Facebook and Twitter think should have won? I'm Twitter for sure, Marianne. I can guarantee you that. I could see Facebook being pro Mike.
Gotta get more ammo.
But, you never know. Is the best episode title The People versus Johnny Bananas? Which episode is that? Let's look this up. It is a pretty good title, though. Final Reckoning episode 13. Which episode is that? What a random episode. It's the fucking episode that Corey and Devin come back into the game. Yeah, that's random. But, fine. Good title, I guess. But I still can't believe we didn't get Tony on this season. So, like, how locked in it seemed like he was, like, the cast being, like, formalized. His first all POC Final 3 since Fiji. Yeah, I guess so, isn't it? Dude, I feel like that's probably going to become, like, a norm moving forward. Yeah, it hasn't been since Fiji, though? It is weird considering, like, how, like, diverse of a cast IOI was. Like, we still end up getting two white straight guys in the final 3. Yeah, we've had like 2 times in a row now, POC woman beating 2 guys at the end too, haven't we? I didn't think of that. Mike's technically Puerto Rican, right? Play more multiverses? Yeah, how is that? I literally haven't played any games outside of what I've played on stream in like forever now. I think it's been like 3 weeks or so since I last played Horizon. Which, again, even then, like, I'm doing like random side content, I'm not actually like really doing anything. Yeah, same vote count 2 seasons in a row too, that's kind of weird too. Final 3's Raccoon, Merge, Christian, Waluigi for Smash. I didn't pay attention. When did I get booted? Oh, too rare. I mean, as long as Bryce isn't at the end, that's fine, though. Nani should blame West for losing. Which season are we talking about? Trevor for Gabon for All-Stars, obviously. Should we get a Trevor from Gabon emote? What would that even be? Multiverse is very fun. Yeah, when is it? Like, it's still this year, right? Like the final. It's free to play though, right? Actually, I forgot. What is Multiverses? Okay, let's actually look this up. I don't remember. Like, Multiverses is I know it's free to play, but is it online or is it mobile or okay? It's PS5. Okay, Windows, PS4. I feel like it's probably one of these games that I'll probably play for like 30 minutes and then probably never play again. It's not pronounced Gabon, it's pronounced no bag. Actually, I just saw actually I'm too fair, it's been a few days at this point, but I did watch the Gabon merge episode not too long ago because I'm watching all the merge episodes. Yeah, it's so fucking funny that like Kenny literally just like unironically says we should name the tribe No Bag. It's Gabon backwards. It's so fucking dumb. Yeah, watching the merge episodes like all in a row is so fucking weird. Like, it's such a weird way to go through Survivor history. Because like before I had done like all the premiere episodes, all the finale episodes, and like at least there like it kind of makes sense to be doing it. Here, watching all the merge episodes just feels really, really weird. Because it's not even like you're seeing the start of every season or the end of every season. You're literally seeing like a middle point of every season. Where like there had already been like a lot of setup towards the things that happen at the merge, but then also it's like, it's obviously setting up things for later down the road too. But then you're just not like seeing any of that. Like you're just seeing the setup without any of the like ramifications from it. Last 5 winners of Big Brother have won final HOH. Yeah, I mean, like, that's a stat that I would assume. I would assume a lot of BBUS winners have won final HOH. I feel like that's typically the thing, right? So you got, what, Xavier, Cody, Jackson, who's 20? Casey, Josh. But yeah, so Paul won final HOH and lost. Steve won it. Cody won it and then lost. And then what? Andy won it. Ian won it. Rachel won it. Hayden won it. Jordan won it. So that's a long streak too. Dan won it. Ryan didn't win it. So what? That's 10 through 15 was also a big streak. Anyway, I feel like that's probably like a common thing though. Winners, it's me, Raccoon. Well, I mean, it's a better winner than Bryce, so. What are the odds of Mike? Again, Mike isn't the ass muncher. But what, being like Tony? Not that likely. I don't expect him to do well, personally. He should be fun, but I don't think he'll do well in the game. I think he's Brad. Like, I think he's pretty much Brad. Maybe knows the game a bit more. Because, like, that was the thing with Brad, is that Brad wasn't even really a fan. It's like his kids were fans, right? That was the thing. But, like, he had barely watched the show. Well, like, Mike seems like a genuine fan. So, like, at least there's that. But I don't see him doing particularly well. What even is an ass muncher? Well, I mean, it's someone that munches on ass. Wait, where'd my, Oh, I forgot. For these final things, they give you the armor and everything, right? So that's kind of shit. Wow, that was, like, super lucky. Okay. I'm America's favorite house guest? Obviously. I mean, that's obviously how that would work out. I would find it funny if I was on, if I was on one of these shows, and it's like, I'm pretty sure I would be, like, the least liked person. I don't think there's any way I would come close to winning America's favorite. How pissed will Survivor Spencer be if Carla wins? Is Survivor Spencer anti-Carla? I haven't paid attention to Survivor Spencer's 43 opinions at this point. Who's he against already? Fuck off. How did I miss that? How many, like, I want to look this up actually. How many people have made 43 videos already? Because I'm sure, like, a lot of, like, the smaller channels have. What the fuck? The 43 teasers already gotten, like, 2,000 views on, that was posted, like, 2 hours ago? Pfft, Russell Muscle posted a Survivor 43 reaction. It's like, what is there to react to? It's like a, what, minute clip of like, random confessionals that have, like, no context to them? He did an update video that actually got 18,000 views. That's kind of funny. Is that only one? He only did one? Oh, no, he did another one. That got 7,000 views. These are, like, super short videos, too. It's, like, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. I don't even see Once Upon an Island did a video. Yeah, he had a video that has, what, 10,000 views? So that's something. You would think it would get more, to be honest. From a channel as big as his. I love Survivor Spencer's most recent video is Marianne is not a good player. Why Romeo will win Survivor 42, which he obviously did. I don't know. Like, did anyone actually think Romeo was going to win? Like, how could anyone actually think Romeo was going to win? Oh, they actually made a vote chart? Well, that's something. Yeah, where did I go out? I went out, that's week 6. How many people was that? 1, 2... So file 10. Is that 10? 1, 2, 3. Wait, I went out before Bryce? I didn't pay attention to this. How'd that happen? Final 11. Yeah, that's disappointing. Romeo, I don't even think Romeo thought he was going to win by the end of it. I think coming into Tribal, he definitely thought he may have had a chance, but he definitely did not think he was going to win by the end of Tribal. I'm surprised Mike took it as well as he did, though. I'll say, like, I mean, yeah, like, I thought Mike would be a lot more pissed off, considering the fact that he was, like, so confident he was going to win when he got to the end. And, like, he gets obviously berated and, gets, like, Coach, like, trajectory there. But, like, I thought he would take it like Coach did and, like, be, like, really pissed off. But, he seems to take it in stride. He's going to do individual videos of each of the 43 cast members. And that's typically what he does, right? Is that the one, or who was the one? Was he the one that did, like, individual videos on every single person? I think he was, right? The one that did it for 40, I think it was for 41, not 42, but... The one that said, like, Ricard is awesome and stuff like that, like, dumb videos like that. Let's see. I think it was his channel, right? Where is it? Yeah, like Survivor 41 cast member says she hates men. My thoughts. Ricard from Survivor 41 is an amazing person. Is Sydney from Survivor 41 the next Parvati? Yeah, I do find like those videos really funny. Like, I really don't like. I mean, I guess it's like, obviously everyone like has like different type of content they want to make, but I feel like I would kill myself if I had to make this sort of content. Not that my content's good, but yeah, like there's a reason I don't do like weekly videos on each episode of Survivor and like all that shit. Mike seemed pissed off during the reunion. I think he, like, I don't know if he was pissed off more so than, like, obviously, I think he was, like, trying to, like, wrap his head around it. Like, I think he was still trying to, like, figure out, like, why he lost. Which, by the way, I think that's, like, also a shitty part of the after show. Is having them, like, literally go right from the vote results into these. Like, I actually would, like, not be completely opposed to, like, them just switching fully on to the after show if they were like to wait a day or so to like allow these people to like have time to like process their experience. But like again, to have them go straight to after show immediately afterwards is still kind of fucked. I think Survivor Spencer's an adult or high schooler. I mean, like, I would assume he's probably like college is what I would guess. Let's see. I mean, is there a way I can do... Alright. Like, I mean, he lists his full name. So, like, if I really wanted to, I feel like I probably could find out, but it's like, I don't know if I care enough. I'm probably not gonna bother. But I would assume he's probably, like, college age. He's 16, is that a thing? Okay, maybe he is young. And to be fair, I think that probably explains a lot of channel decisions. And like certain like beliefs as well. Why does Twitter hate Mike? I don't know, does Twitter hate Mike? I haven't seen much hate for Mike on Twitter. Just like more so pro Marianne and that stuff. And like through that, like because Twitter's Twitter. That leads to like anti-Mike because they're so pro like Marianne and the people that like Mike is against. But I've seen like a lot of anti-Jonathan, but I haven't really seen that much like truly anti-Mike. Nani's mad at Turbo for helping Georgia beat her. But he didn't really help Georgia beat her, right? Did he? I mean, I guess he kind of did, right? I guess, yeah. But then they were on World of Wars 2 together, like immediately after that, weren't they? And like she was pro Turbo during that. So like, I doubt that's like the actual reason if they are still like on bad terms. What's the best case scenario on Big BUS in terms of what? In terms of like how I would do, or in terms of like what I want the show to be? Have people turned on Jonathan all of a sudden? What do you mean all of a sudden? It's been for a while. Like, people have been anti-Jonathan for like a really long time. Like, really ever since the Tribal War Tory went home. Oh, best case. I mean, yeah, I think Steve is my best case scenario. Like, if I were to play Big Brother, I'd probably try to play it like Steve did. Worst case scenario is Cameron. That's definitely one of the worst case scenarios. Maybe Cameron or, I mean, to be fair, yeah. I mean, like, being day one evictee. Oh yeah, and Facebook loves Jonathan. Twitter hates Jonathan now. And I don't even know, like, does Facebook love Jonathan? Yeah, probably. They probably do. Yeah, Twitter hates Jonathan. I mean, both Facebook and Twitter are like very small groupings of the overall audience. And actually, I think like Facebook is probably a more accurate assessment of like who the actual, like what the casuals think than Twitter. Where like Twitter is like its own like weird subspace where Facebook, like, I feel like a lot of the people that are on Facebook are, like-minded to what, like, the random people that don't go on social media and talk about these things think. Couldn't do what Kevin did? I don't think I can. No. Like, I think, like, conceptually I could, but I don't think I would be able to, like, put all the pieces together. Like, I think Kevin's, like, way better socially than I am. And especially, like, better at, like, execution of, like, I feel like, I feel like I would know what I'm supposed to do in, like, conversations and everything, but then, like, I wouldn't actually be able to do it. Like, I feel like Kevin is, like, someone that was able to execute really well. I don't feel like I would be able to execute. Reddit's the worst. I mean, like, I think Reddit has, like, it's, like, kind of half and half. Where, like, yeah, there's, like, half of it's, like, really shit. But then, like, the other half is, like, actually rational. Like, it's kind of Twitter, but, like, on the other side of things. Usually. Winner of Amazing Race 34, Survivor 43, Love Boat all premiere same dates. I mean, like, I'm assuming Amazing Race would be, like, the week after. Because usually Survivor and Big Brother coordinate finale and premiere dates. Or, I mean, too fair, it could be the other way around, where, like, maybe they do the... how long has Big Brother finales been recently? It's been 2 hours, right? But they could do, like, 1 hour Amazing Race, like the Amazing Race premiere followed by Big Brother finale, and then swap it up the next week where it's, like, Survivor premiere, like, maybe, like, 2 hours Survivor, I don't know, are they gonna do 2 hours Survivor premiere, though? I guess we'll see, but maybe they do 2 hours Survivor premiere followed by Amazing Race? Again, we really don't know yet. We don't even fucking know when Challenge CBS and Big Brother are technically... I mean, we kind of know Big Brother when that's premiering, but we don't know Challenge USA yet. Which is really weird, considering I'm assuming it's within a month or so. Maybe a little bit more than a month. But again, it's going to be around Big Brother time. So the fact that we're like that close and we still don't know like the premiere date does feel weird. I think Michelle is someone that will kind of... I think, like, if Michelle was on her own, I think she would 100% try to align with, like, Tori and, like, Devin, and through that, the Big Brother alliance. I think the fact that she's paired with Jay makes it a bit more interesting. Because, like, I do think Jay is someone that isn't as well integrated within that group. But I think at the end of the day, I think they're probably going to still be with Big Brother for a little bit. Rhett has an insane hive mind thing that happens. I think they all do. I think they all have I think like they all get obsessed over similar, like I think Twitter, Facebook, and Reddit. I think that's just social media in general. I see that apparently people in Spoiled Survivor were going into the Edgic and making Edgic charts with Marianne top for most of the season. Is that a thing? I haven't seen many Edgic charts on Edgic Reddit that had Marianne at the top for more than like the last few episodes. But even I had Marianne 1. Where is it? I think since the episode before the Omer boot. Is that what? Final 6? Yeah, so after the Drea boot, I had her number 1. Yeah, like, I mean, I think, like, Marianne was a pretty clear, I think her and Omer were the top 2 for a while. And I think there's always been the argument that Marianne should be at the top. So it's like, I don't even think it's, like, really, that much of a surprise, just like even without like spoilers and everything. Finale episode of All Stars 3 is going to be a week before July 6th. Is that a thing? When do I have the video scheduled? I don't even remember anymore. Yeah, so we're at episode 4, right? So, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, aren't there going to be 10 episodes this season? Or, like, it was 10 episodes last season, right? So, finale should be the day of. So, it should be July 6th, I believe. By the way, I feel like Challenge All-Stars and BBAU are going to end up, like, at pretty much the same time, which is going to be really annoying. But we'll see how that works out. Jay has a rivalry with Josh. Yeah, I mean that's something I like remembered, even though like a lot of it seemed to be fake on Josh's end, but whatever. Yeah, I think all of the social media platforms are bad. Like they're all like have this like hive mind mindset or hive mindset, whatever. What the fuck? Select the thing. Thank you. Oh wait, I'm not even using. Okay, I keep on forgetting that they change your equipment when you do the top level one. There's 16 people left in the challenge, so it looks like a 2-part final. Potentially. That wouldn't surprise me. That's what they did last time, right? Or at least I know for sure they did season 1. What did they do last season? I actually don't even remember. Yeah, I did hear about Hunter... Is it Hunter X Hunter? I forgot how you actually pronounced it. I feel like it's a weird pronunciation, isn't it? But whatever. Yeah, I did hear about it coming back. So that's cool for people that are fans of it. I never read or watched it, but... Yeah, it would be interesting if that ever gets finished. Considering, like, the author's, like, not in the greatest health, right? And that's the only thing that's like, holding it back. But I think Season 4 is better than Season 3? No. But then again, I seem to have a very different opinion of Season 3 than most people. Where, like, I'm very high on Season 3, where, like, other people say that Season 3 is the worst season, so... Season 4, I would probably... Like, I think there's a debate for it being number 2, but that's just because, like, I don't look at the first 2 seasons that fondly. Where, like, I think it's close to Season 1. I think it's definitely above Season 2. Where, like, I think it's essentially a better version of Season 2, like, all around. Okay, what the fuck is going on? Can you give me better weapons? Okay, cool. Should start calling Tori Vicky? I mean, if you want to. Agree with me on the Fessy take. Sakrobo cast a choice. Yeah, again, like, I think for what the challenge wants, I think he gives them pretty much everything he wants. Like, he could be a bit more, like, dynamic in his, like, confessional delivery and everything. But outside of that, I feel like he pretty much brings what you would want from a challenge competitor. I can't even imagine playing this on hardest difficulty. Like, the fact that this is, like, the easiest difficulty and, like, things, like, I don't even know what the fuck's going on. It's, like, really ridiculous. I think Season 1's good. I mean, Season 1's, like, I think was good at the time. I don't think it's a season that has aged particularly well. Well, like, I think it's a good, like, proof of concept. But I think, like, in comparison to, like, a lot of other seasons, I don't think it's particularly aged well. Okay, cool. Thing, and like, I still think it's like probably like right in the middle of my season ranking, I think. If I were to rank all the seasons globally, I mean. Where, like, I think my ranking right now is probably... I don't know, it's probably UK 1 is number 1. What the fuck? I don't know, maybe it's France. I don't know, UK 1, France, and US 3 are, like, the top 3. And then... I would probably have, what, like, UK 3, Celebrity, US 4, and US 1. I think all back-to-back after that. Then bottom is like, what, UK 2, US 2, and Brazil, I think. That's it, right? That's 10 seasons. Or is it 9? Am I missing one? Either way. Like, it's kind of where I'm looking at, like, my season ranking at this point. I haven't, like, really solidified, like, what exactly goes where. If Mariah isn't in a relationship, that it's a lot that her and Fessy hook up. Probably. I mean, like, from what I understand, they've been friends for years before the challenge. So, like, you would think that they already would have if they haven't already. Oh, fuck, I'm about to die. Oh, no, I have help. No. Yeah, like, I assume they already have. What weapons are there? Sharp. Okay, maybe I'll use this. This is the final fight, right? Better winner, Joey or Frank? I mean, Joey. I mean, I think, like, if we're like looking at this as if it's like a Survivor ranking, then I would probably go Frank in the sense that he was like never not at the top, pretty much. And to be fair, it probably is Frank either. Like, I think Frank is like one of the most like impressive on paper circle winners ever. Like, he never loses. Like, he's pretty much in the majority the entire, or he's number one on pretty much the entire time. The only time he isn't is when Krista goes home. So, like, if I were to do a circle winner ranking right now, like, I would expect Frank to be, if not number one, then like very high. Like, if we were just doing US, I think it's like, what, it's... I mean, it's probably Frank, Joey, James, Delisa, with like a massive gap in between James and Delisa. By the way, I do find, like, even the show, this episode, was talking about how great of a winner Delisa is, which I feel like is like complete revisionist history. What should I use? Okay. This is such a bullshit fight. Like, even playing on the easiest difficulty is like a bullshit fight. I'm not using the right thing. God damn it. Imagine a Big Brother Survivor Amazing Race episode premiere back to back to back. That'd be hilarious, but it would never happen though. Oh, this is actually doing a lot of damage. Wow, this is doing a lot of damage. What the fuck? Why did I use this before? Who I have more confidence in as a player of a social strategy game? I mean, like, if we're talking about in a circle game, I would have more faith in Frank. If we're talking about if, like, they were on Big Brother, then it's Joey. Or really any show outside of the circle, I would say Joey. But I think the circle in particular is like a really good game for Frank. Especially considering it seems like Frank's like pretty much unwilling to play the game strategically. Which I think would be like a death sentence if he was on like Big Brother or Survivor. How I felt if Trevor won the season? I would be kind of underwhelmed. Like, for me, I think Frank and Yuling were the only two like satisfying winners. I think if Trevor won, it would just be like, I mean, I think it would be kind of satisfying in the sense that like it does like create this like king and queen of the circle or whatever, but like it's also like he's not that interesting. Like, he's kind of boring to me. So yeah, I just like, you know, would have been kind of underwhelming especially from a storytelling standpoint. Is that everything? We did it. Cool, we're done with that shit.
I'll give you that.
Oh, hey, Engine Twitcher. Yeah, I did watch Survivor tonight. That's kind of something I did. Yeah, it's good. It's fine. Marion won. It's fun. Alright, so what am I doing now? That took me an hour and a half to do all the arena stuff. I guess I'll go see what I can upgrade if there's anything. What's on the challenge? Oh yeah. I did love that, like Kayla on the challenge set. It's like her just like putting all the random answers, just saying check, and then she actually gets it right, and she actually like wins, right? She was the top, right? The top woman. It's like that's ridiculous that she literally just like did random answers over and over again, like actually won. Which, like, also, by the way, like, why didn't they use the, what is it called? The sabotage on Kellyanne? Wasn't that kind of dumb? Thought Rachel had a chance? I didn't think so. And that's purely from an Edgic perspective. I think in-game, I think she for sure had a chance. I think edgically, though, like if we're looking at the edit of the circle, like she was not edited in the way that a circle winner would be edited. I think I talk about it in the review. But yeah, I was pretty confident you or Frank were winning. I was leaning towards you from in-game reasons. And also, like, she got focused in the family visit, or family, whatever you call it, the family videos, in a way that was similar to James and Delisa. By the way, I did find that really awkward, though. The ending of the season of the Circle, where we got the like they did, because they've been doing this like every season, is that they end the season with them like Skype calling like people at home, and then like their reaction to the win and everything. And it's like with previous seasons, it made a lot of sense. Where like Delisa calls Trevor, like big reaction. You got James calling his girlfriend that he talks about all the time. Like here we had Frank calling his friends. Like, that was just kind of weird to me. Why'd I come back here? I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, that's why. I wanted to add these jobs again. Because for some reason the arena just, like, took them away. Okay, so this we still need. Oh shit. That. So I guess we'll just. Oh, fuck off. Okay, I guess I don't need to do. These are still here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is what I was doing when I was randomly playing the game beforehand. So I guess we'll just continue to do these. Better winner, Erica or Marianne? I think Erica. But I think they're like around the same ballpark. And like my issue with Marianne is the fact that she was like never actually in control of the game. Like she never was like part of the majority alliance that controlled the game, I should say. Well, like Erica actually was like kind of running the end game of 41. Like Marianne like had the really good move in taking out Omer. But like for even that like wasn't really like her. Like, it's like she was, like, kind of told to do it, and then, like, the other people abandoned the plan. She just said, fuck it, let's continue doing it. So, like, even that wasn't, like, entirely her plan. But it's like, yeah, it's like, I think Erica is the better winner. And then I think Erica is also probably the better player. But I think that's, like, kind of close. I think Marianne has, like, obviously it's, like, natural charisma that makes you like her. Though I think the aspect of does it turn to respect is something that can be highly variant. Fuck. I mean, this is not the right bird anyway, but whatever. Oh no, it is a duck. Never mind. I guess it was the right one. How the fuck do I get... Okay, well. This is that. What do you think of everyone thinking Everson, you mean? Was a catfish? Yeah, I did find that weird. Like, I will say, like, even though I just said that, like, Trevor would have been a boring winner, I think Trevor played pretty well. Like, I think that's pretty clear. The fact that, like, they thought Everson was a catfish, but, like, never thought Amani was a catfish. And like that being like the only catfish that seems to like never actually be thought of as a catfish. Like I think Amani, like I think Trevor, like clearly played well, all things considered. But yeah, like Everson, I just think like didn't really get much room to maneuver there, and I think like he spent time bonding with people that like didn't make it to the end. Like outside of Frank, it's like he didn't really have that good a relationship with like the other people that were at the end there. I guess Amani, but how'd Rachel Riley do on Survivor? I think that's highly variant. I forgot. I fucking hate how fishing works in this game, by the way. Where like for fish, you have to like scan them first, and like it's like that like activates them in the world. Where like if you don't do that, it doesn't allow you to catch them. Really? I think Esther will be on Challenge 39. I think she has a good chance. Because supposedly the reason she was on this season was because of visa issues. So I would assume she would get those fixed next time. Fuck. Also, like, supposedly, like, Kells had his, like, partner drop out, right? I think that was, like, Kells' reason. And then Michaela, wanted more money. Fuck. But I think at this point, like, Corey Lay is an alternate, right? At the time that I recorded the video, I don't think that was, like, as clear. But, yeah, I believe at this point it's, like, widely assumed that Corey Lay is an alternate. Which is something. Which, I do love how much, like, Twitter hates, Corey Lay. Like, for me, it's like, I think he's just, like, he's just a really messy, like, figure to where, like, I'm fine with him on, the channel. Like, he hasn't done anything, like, bad, right? It's just that he's, like, a guy with, like, a massive ego. And, like, is, like, pandering to, like, people that have big followings and that sort of thing. But, yeah, like, he hasn't done anything that bad, right? Not that I know of, so, I think he could be fun on the return. Who's Tracy with? I don't think she was with anyone, right? I don't think she was ever, like, actually in the running, right? Or at least I haven't seen her actually in the runnings. Like, she was just in that, like, preliminary list of people who could be on. But I don't think Tracy was ever, like, actually on. God damn it, how have I not gotten a fucking salmon bone at this point? All I'm doing is for a fucking food pouch, too, which I'm never gonna fucking use. I just got done watching 42. Well, whoa. Whatever. This game's so fucked. There we go. That one took forever to find a fucking salmon bone. Oh, wait, fuck off. I need another one then. For the bomb satchel. Where's Marion rank as a winner? I think bottom middle tier is what I'm kind of thinking. I haven't bothered to actually look at my winner ranking. But I think bottom, middle tier, top... Or bottom... Wait, fuck. Yeah, bottom, middle tier, or top of bottom tier. I think for me the argument is, like, above or below, like, Danny Boatwright. Who is, like, pretty much at the top of the bottom tier. To where she's above, then obviously that means, like, bottom, middle tier. If she's below, then bottom tier. But I haven't 100%, like, solidified that. Jonathan is the final juror. I think we need to know more information on Jonathan still.
Wow,
where I assume he loses against almost anybody, right? I think that's the assumption. Now, if it comes out that, like, oh, it turns out he beats... Like, if he gets to the end without Marianne and he wins or something like that, then that radically changes his game. Because I do think it... Like, to me, it feels pretty clear that he was edited more negatively than what he really was. Where, like, I think, like, the edit... Because, like, if you pay attention to the edit, it's like, most of the negative content for Jonathan comes from Lindsay. It's like even people, even like a Drea, who we see him like get into like these tiffs about, and then the stuff at Tribal happens. It's like Drea never actually talks negatively about Jonathan outside of like the one point where like she was gonna potentially vote against him. It's like it's almost all the negative content like comes from Lindsay, and I feel like that comes from like Lindsay's perspective of him being a bad player. But it's like doesn't necessarily mean that everyone's perspective is that way. So I think again, like I want to like see what like a bit more clarification on everyone else's opinions of Jonathan. Because like we know Omer was pro Jonathan, not necessarily to the point where like I don't know if he would have voted for Jonathan like over Marianne, but we know he was pro Jonathan in terms of like he was giving Jonathan credit for his boot and everything in the exit press. So it's like, I don't know, I never know about Jonathan's like winning potential. But in terms of like game, like his game's like mostly similar to Mike's, and actually I think it's probably better on paper at points. To where like I think pre-merge, I think it's like way better. To where I think Jonathan's like one of the best players coming out of the pre-merge. Again, he's perfectly positioned in his tribe. Has at that point has the closest relationship to Omer and Lindsay, with those two not being that close individually. And then even like at the time of the merge, it's like he bonds with Mike. He bonds with High. He is obviously central piece in that super alliance. It's like his game's pretty good up until like his jury perception starts to like really tank. Should I just kill it? And it's like I do think he's like really condescending and everything, and like does come off as misogynistic at points. But it's like I don't think he's like that bad of a player. How many seasons do I think Michelle will do? I don't know. I mean, like, Michelle's a real, like, job, right? So it's like, it depends on, like, what route she wants to take. If she wants to, like, try to go all in on just doing the challenge, or if she wants to, like, actually have a real job. Where's Mike and Romeo? We haven't talked about Romeo. Actually, I guess we did talk about Romeo. Romeo's very low. Like, I debated Romeo or Susie Smith earlier in stream, and I think I put him lower. I think he's pretty much like, I know for sure he's above Nora. So I at least know that. But he's pretty low. I mean, his entire post-merge game is, like, really bad. And it's like, his pre-merge game is, like, fine, but even then, like, he doesn't even get his way at the Zach vote, so it's like, oh. It's like, I think his post-merge is essentially Nora, but I think his pre-merge is better than Nora. So it's like he's at least better than Nora, but not great. Mike, I think, is like, I don't know. He's kind of like a mix of like Russell and Coach to a degree, where I think he is someone that like kind of burns jury votes along the way, but also like fully like loses it at the end through him playing up this like honor and loyalty card. But also like I don't think he had like the amount of control that those two players had either. But I think I like in in my was it global runner-up ranking. I think I said around 20 or so. Like I think he's in the ballpark of like Christie, Spencer, Gavin. Like he's in that sort of grouping. Now you're guessing 2 Hawaiians will win in a row? Why not? That'd be funny if that's what happens. It's like, yeah, it's 2 Canadians in a row, and then now it's the 2 Hawaiians in a row. Alright, what is this? Challenge 38 preseason power rankings. Alright, let's see. Olivia and Horatio at the bottom? Yeah, man, that could definitely make sense. I mean, like, really, again, like, these rookie pairs, I think, are going to be targeted. So, yeah, Olivia and Horatio, Johnny Raven, Tommy Annalise. Though Tommy and Annalise at least have the Big Brother connection to kind of help them. I forget, do we know any, like, do Annalise or Tommy have connections to the other Big Brother people? I don't think any direct connections, right? I think Annalise has hung out with that crowd before, but which, to be fair, is probably good enough, but I don't know how close they really are. Yeah, Neeson James. I still find the casting of James like so fucking weird. It's like, why are we casting like? But both James and Kenny. It's like, why are they here? Yeah. Also, yeah, Nam and Emmy also not a likely winning team. So I'm responding to text real quick. There we go. Yeah, I think like the bottom list is pretty solid. Yeah, we don't even know who the fuck Josh is paired up with at this point, which I find funny. Like that, I thought it was gonna be Josh and Nani over Bananas and Nani. It's funny that we're getting Bananas and Nani again. Whatever. Amber and Chauncey. Turbo tomorrow. Alright, let's just go to the top. So you have Fessy and Mariah won. I think that's a good pick. Yeah, I mean, like, Fessy is in the Big Brother Alliance. It's also obviously really good challenge competitor all around. And then you have Mariah, who seems like one of the stronger newbies. So yeah, I probably, like, if I were to make my winner pick right now, I would probably go, actually, I don't know. I probably would. I guess I would go Fessy and Mariah because, like, I think it's a 3-way thing. I think it's Fessy, Mariah, Bananas, Nani. The other one I forgot. Who is the other one? Devin and Tori. Which, yeah, you have a number 7. I would have Devin Tori higher. But I think it's between those 3. I probably think, like, I think Devin is obviously going to slow things down for Devin and Tori. To where, like, I feel like with Bananas, I think Bananas can pick up the slack for Nani. To where, like, I don't know if Tori can pick up the slack for Devin. Where am I even going? Am I just, like, going to random spots? Let's go to that one. Oh, yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm an idiot. Like, the Banana Nani thing is, like, can Nani actually win? I think that's the biggest question there. Because, like, I think Bananas for sure can win. I think Bananas is probably the most likely guy to win on this cast. The problem is that he's paired up with Nani, who isn't as good. Yeah, I would probably say Fessy and Mariah are probably the top pair there. Zach and Marianne are dating? I'm sure they are. By the way, I did see that that's a rumor that's also out there from the spoilers and everything. Is that, like, Zach and Lydia were dating? That was, like, a thing that was like included in the spoilers, which was weird. By the way, also, I do find it funny that it turns out that that's also where the Shan having ruined Ponderosa rumor came from. So that's kind of funny too. This is Nani's chance to get a win. Yeah, I think this is definitely Nani's chance to get a win. Being paired up with Bananas in a final. That is like, are we sure we're not going to get any pair breakups along the way? I would not be surprised that if they like shake up the teams at some point, or even like go to individuals at some point. So we're like, I would be surprised if we just kept with the same pairs the entire way, because I feel like that's not what the challenge does nowadays. Because what was the last time that we've had like pairings that never broke up? It was Final Reckoning, right? Like 32, like season 32. Because what, Spice Ice and Allies, obviously it's like, teams switched all the time. And also you had the switched individuals. Double Agents, pairs swapped up all the time. Total Madness was individual. War of the Worlds 2, you had the chance to switch teams. And then War of the Worlds 1 had the duos that broke up halfway through. So it's like, wouldn't I be surprised if we do that again here? Why haven't Shan and Ponderosa? I mean, like, the rumor is that Shan, what was it? Had a bad relationship with the guy that ran the guy that does the Ponderosa videos and everything. And through that, like, filed a complaint against him, and like that was like part of the reason why Ponderosa didn't come back for 42. Which, again, don't think it's that part of it is actually true. But I mean, like, there's numerous reports that like Shan may have not been the easiest to deal with at Ponderosa. So I think there's probably like some credence to like production not being the happiest with her due to how she acted in Ponderosa, but I don't think that's the reason we didn't actually get Ponderosa this season. Sarah and Jordan were too OP. I think they were very OP. I think Bananas and Sarah is the most OP team there's ever been. And like, especially considering Rivals 3's cast like was not the strongest. Oh, we were talking about the Bananas Nani pair though. Yeah. Actually, yeah, is Nani in better or worse shape now than what she used to be? That's something I don't even pay attention to. Just because I feel like Nani's like always kind of done the same, but is she trying anymore or not? Because like she's like consistently getting the finals now, obviously, like what she never did in the past. But it's also like that's more so due to her being her having good relationships more so than her doing much physically. Why Nam to be paired up with Natalie Anderson? I mean, what connection do they even have, though? I do fair. What connection does Nam and Emmy have? But at least they're both from Germany. Is War of the Worlds 1 the best rookie field ever? I think it's definitely up there. It's a shame that almost none of them are like. I mean, really, it's only Josh that are still competing now. I guess Turbo, technically, right? I forgot about that until just now. But yeah, I think it's definitely up there. Yeah, I still think like Shan as a TV presence is still really fun. I don't love Shan outside the show from what I've seen of her, but I still think she makes good TV. Too bad we're gonna see her again on Challenge. I kind of forgot she's on Challenge USA. That we're gonna see her on TV again soon, so that should be interesting. Nani apparently trained a lot for Spies, Lies, and Allies. How'd that work out? I'm too fair. I mean, she loses because she's like has to go into elimination with Nani. But again, like, was she up for winning Spice Ice and Allies? Oh, good or bad week for BBAU? I would say like kind of middle of the road week. Like, I thought last week was a bad week. I thought week 1 was a good week. I think this is kind of like in the middle. I still hate like the overall like how much they're putting the emphasis into like the Drew and Sam relationship, where it's like I really don't fucking care. But still, I mean, like I think the Joel boot was pretty interesting, and like all the stuff that happened around that. But I hated that we got a fake eviction here, though. So that was really dumb. So we're already getting one non-elimination episode every week. Like, why are we having another fucking one? Is that it? There it is. God damn it, I don't think it dropped anything. Oh no, maybe it did. Cool, it did. Never mind. What else should we get? What is this? Oh yeah. Oh, should I do these? I forgot about that actually. I think I still have some challenges to do there. Nani's the type of person that does well if someone pushes her. Probably, right? Like she needs like a good partner. I'm too fair though. I mean, she's had like Wes as a partner and has like
Blood of the Ten Outlander.
Bananas at one point. It's like she didn't do like the greatest there, but yeah, she did do well with like Turbo.
Into the pit.
Yeah, I do find, yeah, like even Reggie was like, "What the fuck are we doing with this?" No, okay, I did the challenge. No, not practice. Tutorials? Is that what they want me to do? Like, why is this not considered complete? Like, do they want you to do tutorials? That's kind of bullshit if they want you to do tutorials. Oh, it's just a regular heavy attack? That's kind of boring. It's so dumb. It's like dying in one hit. Except for Return to the Outcast? I'll be honest, like, I keep on forgetting it's happening.
Heavy attacks do more damage and they break weapon blocks.
Like, it's fun because, like, I've recorded the... So, actually, I didn't talk about that. That's something else I did today. I finished the Circle review. But, like, when recording the outro to the Circle review, I, like, listed all the reality shows that are coming up soon. And I completely forgot about, like, SA until, like, the end. I was like, oh, fuck, I guess I should, like, say that, too. And then, like, today when writing the Survivor 42 script, when writing the outro, it's like I forgot about SA, once again. So you find that kind of funny. I'm just, like, kind of forgetting it's even happening. But I am excited for it. I mean, it's probably the show I'm most excited for that's coming soon. But for some reason, it feels like a ways off, even though it isn't. Like, it's only, like, a little over... Like, it's on the same time as Big Brother. Yet for some reason, it feels like it's, like, way further out than what it is. Wait, why is this counting? Those do it, like, individually? That's really dumb. Do I think Emmy replaced Emmy? No. I don't know, who is the replacement, though? Like, I assume, like, I think I said in the video that it was Turbo and partner, I don't remember her name anymore. Tamara, right? But, like, I guess technically that's not 100% known, is it? Like, obviously, like, I assume so, because, like, Emmy and Emmanuel got dropped at the same time that we learned that Turbo and Tamara were on the cast. But it doesn't necessarily mean... Oh, wait, I'm not even doing the right thing. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they were actually the replacements for them. But you never know, I guess. Like, it does make sense if they are the replacements, though.
Power attacks break an opponent's weapon block and cause a lot of damage.
Is SA worth binging before Returning Outcast?
Or you'll be vulnerable.
I'm trying to remember the cast, or like remember like what seasons in particular you should watch. Yeah, I mean, like, I think, like, for sure the recent seasons you should probably watch, like, season 6, 7, 8, like, since the new production team. I don't know if you need to watch 4 and 5. Maybe, like, skim through 5, and then, like, 4 only has one person, right? So it's like, is it really worth it? Like, I think it's going to be a situation where you're probably going to get a sense of who he is as a player pretty early on. So, like, I don't know if you fully need to rewatch it. Or fully watch it, I guess. Thoughts on Joel as a player? I mean, like, he does, like, again, he is kind of this, like, boring, like, alpha male, straight white guy that's good at challenges. He did seem to be, like, okay strategically. Like, he is obviously, like, the leader of, like, the newbie alliance, and then, like, was, like, wheeling and dealing and that sort of stuff. But, like, he was playing the game. Like, at least there's that.
That spear of yours uses attacks to energize? Then heavy attacks or combinations should energize it faster. You strip them of their armor. See if the energy does anything else. Shoot it to trigger a blast and
it's so fucking dumb that I'm doing these tutorials now after I fucking finished the game and everything. And I've, like, done these techniques, like, a billion times.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Why is Reddit all of a sudden mad Emmy and Emmanuel weren't on? I mean, from what I've seen on Reddit, I think they're pro Emmy and Emmanuel, right? I think Twitter's anti Emmy and Emmanuel. And I'm anti Emmy and Emmanuel, but I don't think Reddit's ever been that, like, anti them. Gamer claims they were dropped. Yeah, I did see that. Yeah, it does feel weird if that is the case, though. But it does feel, like, largely inconsistent. Wait, oh, fuck off, we're doing this shit again. The wrong inputs.
Single attacks are child's
because,
play.
like, this has been, like, a known thing for, like, a while at this point. The Emmy stuff. Like, I've been talking about that on stream for, like, a while. Like, a reason why, like, Emmy might not be cast. But, like, for them to, like, supposedly be cast and then drop to the last second because they found out, like, that seems pretty sketchy. How many? What the fuck? There's that many? Are they still on the YouTube? I thought they got taken down.
Just surrender.
Fuck off. Well, that was terrible.
If you face a defensive opponent, then use this combination to break the weapon.
What do I think of Joel from Micronesia as a player? By the way, I have watched through... Actually, I haven't even finished episode 2, but I did watch a little bit more of Will Neff's watch through of Micronesia. And it does remind me, like, how, like... I don't know how, like, how do you phrase it? With Joel. Like, Joel's, like, such an interesting player. Like, not a good one, but he's, like, really interesting to watch. And, like, also, like, Mikey B's probably a better player than I remember, too. I think of All Stars 3 episode. It was fine. I was kind of underwhelmed, to be honest. I thought it would be better. Because, like, I knew Darrell and Jordan were in elimination. I knew, like, Beth came in and, like, caused a lot of drama, but, like, it didn't end up being as interesting as I thought it would be.
This is the aerial slash. Get in the air and slash down at your enemy.
Yeah, this Sunday... Oh, yeah, I haven't talked about that. Yeah, this Sunday will be a bit different, where we're probably going to just do a long daytime stream on Sunday. Where, again, this is a thing I did last time I was on vacation, where I did a fucking 8-hour Last of Us stream. This time we're going to play Wolf Among Us. And by then we'll have, like, a whole bunch of Survivor exit press and, like, stuff to talk about. So yeah, that'll be on Sunday. So again, won't be streaming at night like I normally do. It'll be a bit earlier. I think probably last time I did it at 1 p.m. Eastern time. I think they'll probably be when I do it this time too. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, Truck. I love it, like, that's the thing that, like, I don't think the show ever mentions, is that he goes by Truck. But, like, I'm pretty sure, like, that was, like, a thing in the spoiler community, where, I believe he was spoiled, like, under the name Truck. But, like, on the show, they never actually call him Truck. God damn it, this thing sucks. Alright, so, R1, push forward, hold R2. God damn it, that didn't work. This is such a shit. Like, this entire, like, melee pit thing sucks. War of the Worlds 1's easily one of your favorite seasons. Yeah, it's like, it's a weird transitional season. It's not, like, I've never liked War of the Worlds 1 as much as most people, but I do think it's like, it kind of like starts the transition to like the show taking itself like super seriously, like it does now, which is, I think, probably something that like makes me think less of it nowadays.
A jump off is a great way to get distance from opponents.
I think Mikey B is probably the better player, but like technically in that game, obviously, like Mikey B gets outplayed by Joel. And also, it's like Mikey B was never able to get any like true traction in the game. It's like I think Joel like played better on Micronesia technically, but Mikey B's probably the player that has more potential.
Good work, Outlander.
Stars really sucked. Is Zero Dawn or Forbidden West better objectively? Objectively, I would say Forbidden West is better than Zero Dawn, like every way outside of maybe narrative. As a whole, though, I think I agree. I think Forbidden West is just a better game all around. It's where even narrative-wise, like I think Zero Dawn is a tighter narrative, and like I think it's probably more like interesting conceptually, but I think like Forbidden West is just grander, like all around from like gameplay, narrative, everything.
This is the Half Moon Slash, an attack that will help you close in on the enemy.
Why not put wallpaper while talking about Casey? I mean,
to get out of them.
I did, didn't I? That's in Darrell and Kendall's runs. I mean, Kendall had a fun, like messy downfall. Kind of feel bad for her though that she loses to Beth in a like elimination that's like super. Like it greatly benefits someone that has like more weight to them. Yeah, I thought she had like a fun like little arc here. Darrell was like kind of a nothing figure on this season. Like it really gets like almost no true content until this episode. What is this? Like, why'd that one work and the other one didn't? But whatever.
My blade fought alongside the Outlander.
That didn't count? How did that count? Whatever. It's so dumb. Finish the edge of the branch steal out of boredom, now you're tired. I think that's usually what happens with things like that. Is Joel even like around anymore? I know for a while like Joel was still talking about Survivor and stuff. Like I remember like Survivor Oz, like Joel was on there. Like around that time he was still like around on social media. I don't feel like I've seen anything of Joel like pretty much since then. Which, like, to be fair, at this point is like, how many years ago is that? It's like almost 10 years ago now. It's insane that I didn't even think about that technically end of this year is like 10 years since I got back into Survivor. Like, that feels so weird. It's been 10 years since I got back into Survivor. How'd that now count? So stupid. How is that the wrong input? Whatever. Do I want Kendall to go in the Genius? Why not? I'm sure it'll go well. I got a CPM? Who gets a CPM edgic rating? I can't even think of someone that's gotten like a CPM overall edgic rating. I'm looking this up. So I guess Shireen got a CPM in Worlds Apart. That's something. Anyway, I feel like CPM is like kind of a weird rating for someone to get by the end of it. God damn it. Mike with CPM? Probably. That's probably a mostly apt rating. I'm trying to remember, like... Yeah, I mean, I guess that's probably about right. I don't actually pay attention to the actual like ratings themselves most times, just because I do feel like it's mostly irrelevant. I think the Edge community puts like too much credence into like who was like what rating, like how many times across the season, stuff like that. Like, we're like, really, production doesn't give a shit. Like, production does not remember like how they like, does not remember, oh, she was OTT for 3 episodes, so she can't win. It's like they don't give a shit. Yeah, I'm looking at the... So, yeah, so CPM is what Mike is being given. Tori's given CPN? I didn't pay attention to the fact that she was even CP. Yeah, so like the only person to even get under her radar this season was Mariah. That's something. Is Marianne gonna get an OTTP final rating? I feel like she got like so much complex content in the post merge that it feels weird to give her a like an OTTP. Was Dominic CPM? Like, if I were to, like, if you were to, like, make me guess, like, what Dominic, I would have said CPN, not CPM. Like, what positive content did he get? Or, if anything, like, CP. Like, I don't remember him getting, like, much, like, truly positive content. Thoughts on Circle Season 4? It's fine. Like, it's probably my second favorite US season, but that's more so because, like, I don't think the US series is that great. But yeah, I really like Season 3. I know most people don't like Season 3, but I really liked it. Like, I think it's probably better than Seasons 1 and 2. How is this not working? This is so dumb.
This subtle combination is...
How'd that work? Like, how was that one effective? That's so dumb.
A lot of damage to single targets.
I think this is debate for Frank being the best circle winner. Or again, this was like a Survivor ranking in terms of like Frank was pretty much in power the entire time. I think the problem is that Frank's like not wasn't really playing the game strategically, and was just like so naturally likable that he was able to do it, which I think is like something that would only be effective on the circle. Like I think if this was like Survivor Big Brother, like this would like not win him the game. Where he's either like too likable and through that be a target, or he's someone that like didn't play the game that actively and through that isn't going to be respected by the end. But because it's the circle, then it works out for him. So yeah, I think in terms of like him being a circle player, I think he's probably one of the best. But I don't think it translates to ability in like any other social strategy game. God damn, how's the throwing input?
Spinning side. It's a spin attack that
So
hits
stupid.
multiple targets.
Like I
and
even
clears
fucking
space
break
around
that
it.
time, but whatever.
Honor the Tenno.
Yeah, it works. What is this? Ricard also said Lindsay was supposed to be on UA. Yeah, this is a thing. We've known this for a while. Yeah, like supposedly, so yeah, Lindsay was going to be on 41. She was going to be on UA instead of Shan. What happened is that Shan was supposed to be on Yasa, but then once Tiffany brought in, they didn't want Tiffany and Jeannie to be on the same tribe, so they swapped out Tiffany and Shan. So Shan got on UA and Tiffany on Yasa. But yeah, this is something we've known for a while. Like this has been known since like pre the season even starting. Don't want Georgia and Thea to come back. Yeah, but I'm not like dying for it either. Like if I were to do a cast for fuck off. If I were to do a cast for Challenge 39, like my own cast, like they would probably be on it. But I'm not like dying to see them back. I feel like there's probably other people that I would rather see back. So like if I can only have like Paulie and Cara or like I don't know, like Tony or someone like that, like I'd rather have them. But like yeah, Georgia and Thea would probably make a random like 39 cast if I were to make one. Yeah, I think this season's like it's like all the strategic players didn't make it to the end. Where like the most strategic player that got to the end was like Trevor, and like even then like barely. I guess like Everson, I guess. Oh, that actually worked. Why not? Yeah, like, it's a weird season where like yeah, the people that weren't playing the game actively are the ones that end up running the game. Just due to natural likability. But like the ones that were playing the game are the ones that like didn't make it make it to the very end. This guy, I think the most strategic players are obviously like Nathan, Brew, Alyssa, Carol, all taken out like right before the end. Okay, so that's it for that.
Another time, okay.
Very well then.
How'd the Lindsay Ricard pair done? I think pretty well. To be honest, I think Ricard and Lindsay probably work better than Shan and Ricard. Mind you, I think Ricard's probably cutting Lindsay. Or like, I don't know if Lindsay is like cutthroat enough. Wait, so why is this still here? I thought that would like take that away. That's kind of annoying. Yeah, like I do think Lindsay is probably not as. I mean, to be fair, Shan wasn't cutthroat either, which is like a lot of. It wasn't cutthroat enough, I should say. Yeah, like I think Lindsay probably is more willing to go along with what Ricard is doing, unlike Shan, where obviously they had like a lot of disagreements on things. Like I think like Ricard would probably be like the Omer figure to her, I guess. Though to be fair, I think that, like, Ricard definitely has an ego to him, to where like I could definitely see it like eventually transitioning into the Jonathan relationship, but I think for the most part, I think they would work together pretty well. Do I think Frank would have played strategic if he had to? No. Because I think that was like what he didn't... Like, he openly says that. That's what he came into the game to not do, was to not play strategically. Where I think he's like unwilling to play strategically, even though he has the ability to play strategically, but he just isn't going to. God damn it, I still need 2 more.
I'd better loot all the carcasses here. Might have the parts I need.
How'd Frank do in Season 3? I don't think he wins. Actually, I talked about that in my review. Or yeah, like, I think in any, like, game that actually has strategy involved, I don't think Frank wins. But because this was a season where, like, people were, like, unwilling to play strategically, and, like, the people that made it to the very end didn't play strategically, that allows them to win. I think on most, like, Circle seasons, he's fucking 5th place. Where, like, no one's actually... Like, everyone's gonna rate him low, thinking that he's, like, the clear front runner. What I think of you, I love Yuling as a character. And it's, like, weird because, like, Yuling's the type of person that I probably wouldn't like on most other shows. Where, like, I feel like Yuling and, like, Emmy are, like, kind of similar. Emily from the Challenge. Are like kind of similar in the way I look at them, but I feel like that sort of character works a lot more for the Circle than they do for the Challenge. Actually, no, I think it's kind of different because, like, obviously Emmy's like a bit more emotional, I guess. But still, it's like I feel like you like this like over the top, like very reactive sort of person. I feel like that's not the type of person I typically like. But I think it like works for the Circle. As a player, I think she's pretty much Frank, but like not as good considering she wasn't in the she wasn't like the top influencer the entire time. Where like I think she's also like someone that isn't. I mean, she's probably a bit more willing to play strategically. It's just that she didn't really. Really? There's nothing? Okay, well, that's lovely. Remember when Kayla retired from the Challenge? Yeah, that didn't last. I never actually thought she was, like, actually done. But it is funny that, yeah, she does, like, 2 seasons in a row now. Oh, I never did this mission. Do I want to do it now? Whatever, let's do it. Do I think Alyssa from Circle will be on the Challenge? I don't have much faith in, like, anyone actually getting on the Challenge, but I think she's someone that would be good on the Challenge. Actually, I don't know. Would she be good? She's super short, right? Like, she's, like, 5 foot. Like, dude, she probably wouldn't do well at all. But I think she's, like, an interesting personality for the Challenge. But she probably wouldn't actually do well on the Challenge. Also, I think, like, this season, like, shows to me even more so that, like, why even bother having our hopes up for, like, a lot of these, like, BB Can people, Australian Survivor people, Survivor SA, like, Circle even. Like, why even have hopes for these people? Like, they're not fucking going on. Like, as much as we can talk about it, it's like, they're gonna fucking pick James Simon and, like, random fucking people like that over, the people that actually, and, like, Emmy Russ, I guess, is probably a better example, considering at least she's actually from reality TV. But, like, they're gonna get, like, random people like that over, like, the people who people actually want on. So, like, why even bother, like, speculate too much of, like, oh, is this person actually gonna be on? Because, like, more than likely, the answer is no, they're not. They're never gonna be on.
A jar of oil, blood. Must be Phaneris.
And its ET Canada interview is great.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. I'll probably see it at some point. have Parker be on the challenge. Parker could do better. Like, Parker's like, what, like 5'6" or something? Like, she's definitely taller than Alyssa. I think she's probably more, like, has more potential. I don't know how athletic she really is, but... Oh, I'm an idiot. I didn't track the thing.
Let's see where this leads.
I'm still not used to actually doing missions in Horizon at this point. I think, like, Frank is one of the best circle players. Because, like, I think at this point, I don't think production wants to cast strategically. Like, people that are going to be strategic. I think they are trying to cast like they cast this season. And through that, I think it's more likely that we're going to get winners like a Frank. Because I think they want this, like, very, like, charismatic, maybe not the word. I don't know. It's like very likable figure, like in Frank. Like, I think they want those sort of people to win, and I think they don't want strategy on the show. To where, like, the sense I get is that, like, even though like someone like a Brew ends up being like pretty strategic, I think that was like kind of on accident. Where, like, I don't think they meant for that to be the case. So, like, I feel like the only people they actually cast on the season with the intention of them being strategic are like Alex and then probably Carol.
You must be Garoka.
Well, like, I feel like Alyssa was cast because of
She's back in the village. She's
the sex coach thing more so than because she was like a strategic figure, and I think Brew is like because he was Brew.
She's in good hands.
But yeah, I don't think they're like trying to cast like strategic people at this point.
Deeper in the forest, they're about to walk into an ambush.
By who? Rebels?
So because I think like someone like a Frank is going to win more often
All the same,
nowadays.
I could use your spear. What do you say?
Fine. Where's the squad?
This way.
How would Nick do on the challenge? I think, I don't know. How like is Nick really? Like, obviously, like, we know he's like in decent shape,
We'll
but
make faster time if we cut through the Sentinels.
like, how's he really compare to like the Fessies and like that sort of thing? Like, I don't think he would compare that well.
They've been trying to take our territory for years. This is just their latest attempt.
Years. Carla's rebellion isn't that old.
I think I broke the game. Oh no, there we go. It's like the fucking sound, the sound wasn't playing anymore. Oh, you didn't pick up on the fact that Marianne and Tori were like super close? I thought that was obvious. Like, I thought like Tori was one of the biggest locked votes for Marianne. Like, I mean, if you watch the show, like, it's very clear they're very close. And like, the show never actually like bothers to show them that much, but like, yeah, you can tell by watching the footage, like, they are very close. Like, when Tori talks about seeing Drea with the advantage or whatever when she gets knocked, or with the blood on her, like, she's telling Marianne that. And also earlier, like, there's when Marianne starts to get like content of being a good player and everything, it's like she's talking to Tori and Tori's like saying, "Oh, you're a better player than I thought you were," or something like that. Like, it's very clear like the two were like super close. And like, even when Tori goes out, like, she's like goes to Marianne and says, "Even you're gonna vote me out," or whatever. Yeah, I just thought it was like kind of like obvious that they were like super close. Like, even in the finale here, it's like Tori's the only person that like doesn't mention a downside for Marianne when like talking about who they want to vote for. It's like everyone else is saying, what I need to see from Marianne is if she was like really playing the, like, Tori's just saying Marianne's a better player than what everyone thinks, or like, she's like not even saying a negative in any of this. They only cast Catfish to be strategic. Real people play a part most of the time. Yeah, pretty. I think that's pretty much true. Actually, yeah, that is pretty much entirely true of this season, especially. But yeah, it's like pretty much. Yeah, every Catfish was like talking about playing strategic at least. Like obviously, like Parker's Parker. But yeah, like all the other ones were trying to play strategically. Better remember anything from the Jenny boot to Drea boot? I mean, if I didn't do the review, I would probably be the same way. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Fucking BBAU is adding in 2 more people too. It's like, fuck off. It's like we're having 2 fucking non-elimination episodes in a row, and then you're also adding in 2 people? Also, like, 2 newbies, which I find kind of underwhelming too. I really thought if there were going to be, like, people added in late, I thought it was going to be, like, other former players. So I find that kind of underwhelming too. That's like 2 newbies.
Hiroka's definitely not all there. This isn't looking good.
Quiet now. We're almost there.
Yeah, I just find like the entire like production of the circle so weird. Where it's like, yeah, it's like obviously like Catfish are like shown as like, okay, these people are like lying, and because that they're like these villains. But I feel like just in general, like the overall like vibe of the circle is like very like early 2000s in like the way that it approaches like the fact that it's a game.
You Outlander. How do you know my name?
I'm Aloy.
Which I guess to a degree, like BBAU kind of has a similar issue as well.
I went away again, didn't I?
But it feels like, yeah, like the circle like doesn't fully embrace the fact that it is a game, which is like weird considering it's obviously a show based around a game.
A long time ago.
Yes.
I think BBAU is trying to cast strategic people. I think some,
SkyClan ambush.
not entirely, obviously, but like I think Johnson obviously was like cast to be the strategic player, and obviously Tim is someone that they like love because like obviously half him being a good character, but also half him being a very active player. I wouldn't necessarily say good player. Yeah, like I think they're trying to cast some, but I don't think they're going for it entirely. Like I think Joel was someone that they fully cast because they thought he would be good at competitions, not because they thought he would be like an actual like strategic player.
I feel like I've been wandering.
Then yeah, who else? Who else is even there like for strategy reasons? Do I think Reggie still is the winner at it? I don't think it was as strong this week. I think this week she kind of took a bit of a back step here, but I don't know who else has one, though. Maybe Johnson? I'm trying to look up the list of BBAU players. Which one is it again? That one, right? There we go. Yeah, Alicia, Dave, Drew, Estelle, Gabby, JC, Johnson, Lula. And this is, yeah, I think Johnson, Reggie, and like maybe Tim if he can get there, I think are the only people I'm looking at as potential winners. Yeah, I don't think anyone else really has a chance. Maybe Alicia. I guess Alicia is a maybe. Felt like Dave was winning. I think Dave, like, to me, Dave's like getting a lot of like wishy-washy content. I mean, like, I guess Dave can win, but he's not like someone that I'm looking at as like a potential winner. Like Drew, like all of his content's around the Sam stuff. Estelle is like barely on the show until she's like absolutely necessary. Same thing with Gabby. JC is like really been in one episode the entire season. Lulu, despite the fact that she's like clearly very important to the season, like she's barely being given time to actually talk. Taras is interesting. I think Taras is like, I don't think he's winning. And like, I don't know if he's like his edit is like weird because like he's clearly like a big character and it's someone that's like loved by the house, but like the edit just isn't showing him and it's really weird. Like it kind of reminds me of like, I don't know, like maybe like a Shane from BBAU 2020. I'm trying to think of like what other player like had like almost no edit, but then like really like pops out as a character at a certain point. But yeah, like his edit's like super fucking weird. Where like I laughed, like I audibly laughed, like I think it was last episode 9 or something, where like he finally got his intro. It's like fucking happened in episode 9.
Hey.
That they bothered to introduce him.
Let me take a look.
Okay.
But yeah, like I
should scan the
I don't think anyone. I think it really is like probably Johnson or Reggie that's gonna win.
Do you see the marker?
Who knows? Tim, I mean, like, Tim is a person that, like, tries to be strategic. And, like, technically is strategic. It's just he's not actually that good strategically. Like, he's a very messy player. Like, I think he's, like, his entire handling of, like, this situation with the, telling Sam about, the deal with, like, Drew's deal with Joel and everything. Like, he handles that, like, really poorly. So I do think, like, at the end of the day, like, and, like, through him also, talking about how he's willing to vote out Estelle and everything, it's like, if it wasn't for the fact that he had, like, pre-game, like, relationships with, like, Estelle and everything, like, this 100% would have backfired on him. And to be fair, it still might, for all we know. But,
they might have scrapped the marker.
Scavengers.
Yeah, like, Tim's just, like, a very messy player, but, like, it, like, obviously makes good TV. It's like, he's essentially the Danny of the season. And, like, I'm too fair, like, Danny, I guess, is kind of the Tim. But it's like, I mean, they're very similar style of players. I feel like I've broken the game. Like, the fucking sound effects aren't playing, right? Oh, Taras reminds you of what, like Ari? Is that the person from last season? I can kind of see it, but like I don't think it's like a one-for-one comparison. I don't know. I was looking at the fucking cast of last season, and like I barely remember like a lot of these people at this point. What do you think of Matthew from Circle Season 3 as a player? I think he's probably one of the best catfish, right? I think he's probably one of the better players of the Circle.
Victory!
Now to find the marker. Might
Yeah, edit. I don't remember. What was Ari's edit early on? He's like, obviously he becomes this like really, really big character towards the end game, but I don't remember. Like, was he that prominent early on? Yeah, he was kind of like on and off early on. And has a big visibility spike at the middle. Where like Taras is actually like kind of on the upper end. Like Taras is the same amount of DRs as Dave, which is interesting. Which they're tied for 5th. He technically has one more DR than Alicia based on my count, which is interesting. Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, Taras, like, I think he's a really fun personality. But yeah, I doubt he's gonna get. Like, I think he's probably gonna be like a late end game boot, is what I would guess. Like probably like final 7-ish spot. Like probably like not make it like to the very, very end, but like still be there like long enough to be like a big character by the end of it. Why I hate SJ? I just really hate her edit, and two, I didn't like how she's kind of on a high horse for a lot of it, right? Two, I don't remember any, like I don't fucking remember like AU 2020, 2021 anymore. Is BBAU worth watching post reboot season 1? I mean, reboot season 1 wasn't worth watching. Yeah, so that was AU 2020. I think 2021 is like better and worse. Like, it's better in the sense that like it's more interesting gameplay wise, and like there's more stuff going on. There's like bigger characters, but it's also longer. It's like 10 episodes longer, and that's a lot. And this season's like kind of turning out similar to that season. So it's like, it's a fine like ride, I guess, but it's like, it's long. It's a lot. And a lot of that's because they keep on adding in new people and then having like random non-elimination episodes. And it's like, it's just a lot of wasted time. What am I looking for?
Have you checked all the piles? The scavengers often spread their scrap.
It's probably this, right? Oh, let's show water. Surprised how well Michelle fits into the challenge. Yeah, kinda. I could have seen it. Especially if like this was like co-wrong. Michelle, I think modern Michelle, maybe it's like a little bit of a surprise. But I think she's probably like one of the people that like I would have expected to do the challenge at some point from Survivor. Is this it?
Got the marker.
There we go.
Now to give this back to Garoka.
Yeah, I already answered a lot of these 41 questions or 42 questions. Like the brief thoughts, like I probably would go Mike over Marianne, but it's not like a super solid thing.
Here.
And then like Mike, I like said around like where Gavin and Spencer and Chrissy are, and then Romeo pretty much near the bottom, above Nora, but I don't know how much higher beyond that.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, VIP is probably worth watching.
All right. I'll head back to the village and
Quit season 1 because you hate the format. Then yeah, you're not gonna. The format's gotten worse. Like the thing that's gotten better is the casting and the gameplay, but like the format itself is like worse than what it was in season 1.
Back to Tide's Reach.
Where again, like it's more non-eliminations, like more episodes, more adding in people at random points. Like the basic format is much worse than what it was even that first time. How'd Omarosa doing VIP? Yeah, she was literally the first boot. Which I literally called too. Like I said she was gonna be the first boot. And to be fair, like she probably did better than what I was expecting. I thought she would be like a consensus first boot. Like everyone just hated her. Like, turned out she actually had like a few allies, but still was the first boot anyway. Well, this is turning out lovely.
Aloy, you're back. But where's my father?
It's okay. I found him. He's not deranged.
Live in Australia, no one cares about BBAU. I mean, from what I understand, BBAU is pretty much going to be canceled, right? Or again, like this season was the
When we got to the memorial, he came back to the present.
was essentially them trying to boost the ratings to try to
Wait,
get the show
of something similar. A rare occurrence among chaplains.
to be a bit more stable and everything, because like last season like was on a, like the first season like after it came back was like okay. Second season after it came back obviously had a drop, and like they were hoping like this would bring it back up, and it said like it's even lower than what it was before. So I think it's done. Like I think it's
If he was found to be insane, then by rights he'd be put to
yeah,
death.
I don't think it's gonna make it to
No,
another
he's
season.
just
We'll
getting
see though.
old.
Especially because like
Maybe he's
VIP
getting
also
out of death
bombed.
sentence.
Pretty sure
VIP
the rest of
bombed
the
even
village
worse,
sees
I
that as
believe,
one
so.
and the same.
Yeah, like I doubt
We'll
it's
keep a
coming
close
back,
eye on
but
it.
we'll see.
Speaking of,
Roman has a
Where
very
is he
similar
now?
trajectory to Sherry. Yeah, that's another kind of like apt comparison. I would say Sherry probably had more of a stranglehold on the fans tribe early on than Romeo did on Ika, but yeah.
it's all right, Father. You're home safe.
Where did I put Sherry on the ranking?
And
I don't remember.
understand now. When the fog comes, I'll hold your hand tight and remember for you. You don't have to be afraid.
I love how like there's like a billion fucking ads on the video. I never pay attention to that. That's hilarious.
Accept this.
Your
deeds here
on the global runner-up ranking.
will always be remembered.
Where did I put Sherry?
Aloy? Yes, Aloy.
I can't even find her. Where the fuck is she? There's way too many fucking people on this list.
At least try.
Oh, there she is. Where is that? 51? It's like, that's kind of high for Sherry. Actually, now I think about it. There's a very big difference. I'm thinking about it. There's a very big difference between Romeo and Sherry. Because like I was like, because like at least Sherry was in the majority group. Because like she was at least with Dawn and Cochran the entire end game. It's like while she had no winning chance, she at least was like solid with that group, and they were working together to get the three. Like Romeo didn't have anybody outside, like I guess Marianne at the tail end, but like was really just like floating with no real allies the entire way. So like, I do think that. So that's a major difference between the two.
Good display of that technique.
Yeah, Romeo had a better final trial performance. That's not even a question. Romeo worse player than Heather? Probably not. Yeah, I think Heather is, even though 41 ended up being, like, not terrible from her in the sense that she gets towards the end in a spot where she could have maybe won, I still think that's, like, one of the only times she ever even gets to that point. Okay, so I can do both of these. Oh, I can do that too. Cool, I finished those pouches that I'm definitely going to use. I feel like I've broken the game. The game's not like playing certain sound effects anymore. It's really weird. Final Fight that in this season of BBAU, the people with the least amount of content are JC, Lulu, and Trevor, people of color. Yeah, I don't know if that's funny. It may seem purposeful. But yeah, that is something I did notice. I forgot about the JC part of it, but I did notice that on my DR count that, yeah, Trevor and Lulu are tied for the bottom. And, like, JC was at the bottom for a while until, like, he had, like, 10 DRs in episode 7. But even then, yeah, like, the bottom... So, yeah, Lulu and Trevor I have tied at 12. Estelle is at 16, and then JC's at 18. So is that all the people of color? Is there another person of color on the cast? Johnson's technically a person of color, right? He's like Middle Eastern or something, right? Isn't he? But yeah, like everyone else is... what's Taras? I don't even know what Taras is. But yeah, definitely not a great look. that all the people of color are not getting that much content.
Better than this.
Let our blades seek Regala together.
Dawn had no chance of winning against Cochran, but wins against almost anybody else. Well, I should say anyone else in the end. Like, she wins against Sherry, Eddie, potentially Eric. So, like, that's part of the reason why Dawn's as high as she is. The problem is that obviously she, like, kind of... And, like, too fair, even probably Brenda. Considering most people didn't like Brenda either on that season. But, like, the problem is that obviously she gives up per game to go to the end of Cochran, which is, like, her main losing scenario. But, like, if she had lucked her way into any... Like, if she had lucked her way in a position where, like, Cochran goes out somehow along the way, like, she wins the game, probably. It's funny how Romeo went from power position to a complete goat. Has that ever happened before? Depends on what you consider that situation. Like, would you consider, like, Russell in that situation of, like, him and Here's His Villains, where he has, like, full control over the villains tribe and, like, ends up being a goat? But then he's also a goat with, like, power, where, like, Romeo is a goat without power. Yeah, I really like Trevor. Trevor is really fun. The problem is that he's just not getting content. And, like, he seems to be liked in the house, too. Yeah, just wish he was actually on the show, though. Do I have any regrets on challenge season ranking placements? Not really. I think if anything, like, maybe that, what season was it? I know I had, like, one, like, very minor one, but, like, really at the end of the day, I don't actually care, though. Yeah, like, for the most part, though, I do stick by it.
Good use of this.
Why didn't people like Brenda on 26? Because she hated her experience out there. Maybe she missed her boyfriend and didn't want to be there. So through that, she didn't talk to people. And that's why she's on the outs early on the favorite tribe. I might take on Parvati's Here's His Villains game. What I think is the most controversial Survivor take. Well, I mean, I think, like, with controversial, obviously, it's like, I feel like most of the time it's usually, like, this person that everyone considers as good is bad, right? I feel like that's probably the most, like, popular controversial take. I mean, I guess it's, like, it's probably Sandra, right? It has to be Sandra, right? I don't think Sandra's that good. And I think, like, obviously she, like, really lucks her way into 2 wins. I think with Trevor, I think it's, like, I suspect the fact that he doesn't play much of a factor on the season is why he's not getting much content. Where I think the reason why Reggie's getting a lot of content is, like, I think she's very likely the winner, if not at least someone that's in it for the long haul. I don't know if Trevor's even in it for a long haul. Did Brenda and her boyfriend get married? No. I don't think Brenda's ever been married. But she does have a kid, right? I don't know if it was with her boyfriend from the time, but, like, I'm pretty sure they're not together anymore. First look at horror film, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Well, that's something. Mine's Game Changers top 10 season. Yeah, I don't agree with you there. But okay. Everyone's tells their opinion. I literally, that's where I'm at in the merge boot, our merge episode ranking right now. So I just finished watching Game Changers, which is like, is it the only, until recently, obviously 2-part merge episode? I think it is, right? Unless you're including Pearl Islands, because but it's not really, because the merge only happens in one of those episodes. It's the second of them. While like in Game Changers, it was like 2 back-to-back episodes. That the first one was the merge episode. Yeah, not the greatest merge episode in the world. Oh, I think South Pacific's a really solid season. I mean, like I like South Pacific. I like Worlds Apart more than most people. I like Edge of Extinction more than most people. I like the other season, Nicaragua more than most people. Probably like Fiji more than most people, but I feel like there's like a cult following for Fiji at this point. Did Brenda ever date Chase Rice? I don't believe so. Didn't Chase Rice date somebody, though? Like somebody that's in like the reality TV sphere? Does Nicaragua have a cult following? Like, I know, like, Mario Lanza likes Nicaragua. But, like, I don't feel like you don't hear as many people, like, really talk about Nicaragua. Like, especially, like, to the level that, like, something like Gabon is talked about. I think about the season's 2012 is the challenge version of Nicaragua. Maybe. I feel like I had a comparison. I don't remember. What did I compare it to? At the time that I was watching. I know I compared it to a Survivor season. I don't remember which one it was anymore, though. Do I think it still would have been safe since the non-elimination? Probably. I mean, the thing is, like, it is very sketchy that, yeah, the non-elimination saved Sam, who is obviously, like, a major part of their storyline. But also, like, at least they did tie it in to the party week, where they said, oh, this is one last party, whatever, I don't remember what they said, but they at least try to, like, attach it to the theme of the week, to where, like, it makes me think that, like, they probably were going to save whoever it was. But, yeah. Oh, did they include shots of, like, all the players? I didn't even pay attention to the fact that, like, every player was even included in the trailer. Yeah, I like South Pacific for, like, a lot of reasons. I mean, like, South Pacific's, like, really just, like, a much better version of Redemption Island. Now it seems like Worlds Apart. I think that's a decent comparison. Especially considering they both have, like, a level of ickiness to them. If Sam wasn't on the block, you don't think they would utilize it? I mean, like, I think they... I don't know. It's weird because, like, if they had this, like, non-elimination plan to begin with... Like, because it's... I don't know, because, like, the next challenge is going to be it's going to be a normal nom competition, right? So it's like, they obviously have these, like, challenges set up from beforehand. So they have to know that a certain number of players are going to be there. So it's like, I don't know. I think they probably would have done non-elimination anyway. I think it just so happened to, like, the really, really benefit them in terms of what their storyline is, but I don't think it's, like, a clear-cut thing of, like, it wouldn't have happened had it not been Sam in particular. BB10 or David vs. Goliath, a better cast? Probably David vs. Goliath. Maybe. I've not gotten around to Arcane yet. I did think about this though. I'm very close to finishing the merge episode rewatch. Which after that, I don't have anything I need to watch. It's like maybe I'll start watching something. Ooh, that looks really nice. But maybe I'll go and watch something like that. We'll see. But yeah, I think we're pretty close to ending streaming at this point. We're right past 3 o'clock. I'm pretty tired. So, fuck it. Let's just leave the game on this. See how that goes. Again, surprisingly, stream didn't cut out tonight. So, that's cool. If only it did that every other stream that I've done recently, but whatever. What I think is Sam's arc on Battle of the Seasons. Does she have that much of an arc? Like, she starts off being like this kind of outcast, and then like ends still being this outcast. No. Or Derek X and Claire on Amazing Race 34. I don't know. I haven't paid attention at all to Amazing Race 34. What's the survivor Gabon of Big Brother? Probably BB9. Probably solidly BB9. Don't get your hopes up. I mean, like, yeah, don't. I can tell you right now, don't get your hopes up. But there's like a 1% chance it happens. So I might just, like, probably actually do is watch Will Neff's Survivor Micronesia instead. I literally just answered what's the Survivor Gabon of Big Brother. It's BB9. Is Dan my favorite part of Worlds Apart? I don't know if he's my favorite part, but he's definitely up there. Like, I think Dan's like one of the... Like, I think he's an all-time great character. Yeah, JD got like no content in Battle of the Seasons. And too, JD's like one of the most like boring people to be on the challenge, from what I remember. But yeah, it is funny how like he literally got like no content. By the way, I just realized I have a whole bunch of skill points to use. This doesn't really matter, so I'm never gonna use any of this stuff. God damn it, I still don't have enough to finish this. We complain about champions going against contenders on Ruins, but I mean, that's a completely different thing, though. The Ruins and Invasion are completely different things, because again, like I even talked about that when I talked about Invasion. The problem with Invasion is that they're not even facing off against each other. Like, that's a dumb, like, it's two completely different things, where like the Ruins is like the champions are directly facing off against the contenders, where Invasion, it's like there's two separate seasons going on that they just so happen to face off against each other in the final. But like, they're not actually facing off against each other the entire time. It's just they're both on the same season at the entire time, and even then they're joined late. Dreading BB3 player ranking, because I know you're gonna drag my girl Amy. I already recorded the BB3 player ranking. I recorded it a while ago, to the point where I don't remember it that well. But yeah, I am pretty sure Amy's like pretty low. I feel like Tim's failure to get rid of Sam is gonna lead to his downfall. Probably. Wouldn't be surprised. Feels like that's what the promos are implying, at least. But yeah, who knows if those are true. Invasion could have been a good season, but format sucked. Kind of. Like, really, I think Invasion, like, I think casting is kind of like on it too. And then, again, just the concept of having champions versus non-champions is also still kind of shit. Even if the format, like, left them separate for a lot of it, it's still kind of a shit concept. So I think it just would have been better if they did, like, a season of non-winners. I think that just would have been a more interesting season than Invasion of the Champions. would I be interested in an Ashley Kelsey return? Not really. It's kind of boring. And doesn't really... She's not that good either, so it's like, why? More ridiculous character, Dan or Lacey? More ridiculous, Lacey. Better, Dan. Other reviews of Mrs. Marvel. Yeah, I did hear that they're, yeah, it's pretty good, supposedly, so. Don't know when the fuck I'll ever watch it, but. The BBAU, or BBAU 2020 is the Gabon of BBAU. I mean, like, I guess. It's like, is there any? Yeah, I don't know. It's just like kind of a random question. To compare any BBAU to a Survivor season. Could have done a non-winner season. Oh, you mean this time only winners are... I mean, like, to be fair, I think the winners that are coming back are, like, the most interesting people on the cast. Like, outside of Casey, like, those are, like, the best people on the cast. Are Bananas, Amber B, Turbo, and Laurel. It's like, if you take out the winners, like, what the fuck is this cast at that point? Like, it's all the shit people. Like, there's literally, like, no good casting choices on this season at that point. Why'd Priscilla drop? I don't know. Ask her. But yeah, alright. So, yeah, it's already, what, 3-something? So I'll probably end it here. I didn't even fucking end up going through all the fucking topics I wanted to do. Which I guess I'll just do that immediately after I finish stream of, like, fully, finalizing, like, the cast ranking and shit like that. But yeah, tomorrow I'm probably going to be recording shit all day and then edit together the review. So, that'll be something. We'll see what I do beyond that. I mean, there's a lot of videos I can work on now. The question is, like, do I actually do them? I still need to get caught up on the BB3 review. I'm only, like, halfway through that. Which is, like, really sad, considering I've been, like, working on writing the script for, like, a week now. Yeah, I'm only, like, a little bit over halfway through. Like, I have, like, 20 pages of notes, and I'm through page 12. But still. What do you think of BB14's cast without winners? What do you mean? Like, it's shittier. Like, Dan and Boogie were, like, the two biggest gets there. Yeah, this Saturday will be the Survivor 42 review. Next Wednesday will be the Circle review, which I already finished, but whatever, it'll still come out next Wednesday. And then the Saturday after that will be the Survivor 42 player ranking. So that's that. So yeah, again, we'll be back on Sunday. Sunday will be a bit of a different stream. We'll be streaming during the day because I have the day off, so it's like, why not? So again, probably 1 p.m. Eastern time is where I did it last time. So I guess we'll try to do that again. We'll try to play through the entirety of Wolf Among Us. We'll see what happens. Last time I did a daytime stream, I ended up calling it quits early, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. We'll try to do Wolf Among Us in one stream. Should take like 6 hours or so. We'll see. And yeah, after that, I mean, things will probably return to kind of back to normal-ish. I might do like an extra stream or so next week or something. We'll see. Just because, like, yeah, I have the week off, but it's like also there's certain things I do want to do though. But we'll see. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So, anyone's still here, and see you guys next time.